Hollywood, California, in the steamy Cambodian death fields of the warmth of Meltdown Comics' Nerd Melt Theater, Harmontown is now in session. The audience has made an agreement to laugh despite their discomfort, despite bathing in the warm humidity of each other's armpits. Speaking of which, let's bring out Spencer Crittenden. Warmest pits in the world. He deals in humidity. Hello, Spencer. I have a good idea. Let's bring out the mayor of Harmontown and bring this shit to order, Mr. Dan Harmon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Kumail's here, and I want to maximize our Kumail time, but we got a couple of items of official business. We got some awareness. This segment's called boring awareness things about our show. Boring. Sometimes you gotta say stuff about your show, and if anyone is listening for the first time, they're like, "This is like every podcast. The first 10 minutes is about a bunch of shit, as if I listen to the podcast every week, but I don't." Sorry, but we're one of them tonight. We're doing this Harmon Quest thing. It's for real now. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I thought it was a working title, but I think it's too late now to change it. And
yep. If anyone has any ideas, let us know.
No, I don't think we can change the title.
Is that you admitting that you want to keep that title no matter what, even in the face of a better title?
I would love to have come up with something like pencils and swords. But obviously I didn't. I did come up with that, but then I was like, well, that's dumb.
I'm quite happy with Harmon Quest.
I know, it's good.
It's an offshoot of Harmontown, and now we go on a quest. I think that makes very linear sense to me.
Well, an offshoot of Harmontown. I mean, wouldn't you ideally like the thing to stand on its own? If I was Kevin Smith, wouldn't you? Would you want it to be called like Smithness, Smiths and sorcery or something?
Are you saying
or would you want a chance to be like, well, Kevin Smith's in it? However, I also like Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to force. It's like Apatown. Hey, I don't care what you gotta drink my Kool-Aid, otherwise you can't even give this show a shot.
What, are you saying it's too late to make that change now?
Yes.
Why is it too late? We haven't even shot it yet.
I don't know, because I assume that the larger wheels turn earlier and more slowly.
They're not drawing up billboards right now.
All right. Well, I'll make a call on Tuesday, and I better have a list of the titles.
I'm glad we announced the name sucking.
All right.
Are you saying that we should put that that flare up in the air for people to give us names for it?
I did.
No, because then they'll sue us.
But what
the real reason we bring it up is because the tapings, which we're going to do, regardless of what it ends up being called, are happening very soon, within the next couple of weeks. September 15th, we start taping for a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like 8 days, I think.
8 days. It's like a week. Yeah, it's like a weekish. And there's 5 separate tapings that we're going to need, each of which will...
2 episodes are yielded out of each of those things.
Yeah, there's 5 nights with 2 showings each night, I believe. So you can sign up for any of those 10 shows.
No, I think you can sign up for any of those 5 nights.
Oh, and you're there the whole night?
You're there for 2 shows, 2 episodes worth of taping.
All right.
Which will take a couple hours. And we'll move you around in the seats between each episode so it looks like there's a different crowd every night. But... and we'll change shirts, and then you'll be there for 2 episodes, which I think will be good. That's the way we did the original stuff. So what I'm going to do, because we don't have the information that you need right now. Also, I think it would be weird for me to announce it right now, because then if to the extent that you are an adoring fan, you'd have to spend the next 5 minutes going like oh, let me get my foot in that door before that sells out. I'm flattering myself, I know, but I want you to just enjoy and not have anxiety about like Black Monday or whatever the hell it's called, Boxing Day, or this. I don't want this rush for the Cabbage Patch Doll rush.
Cyber Tuesday.
So what I'll do is on Tuesday at noonish, right around noon. So now you're forewarned, like right around noon Tuesday, when we have the information, I'll tweet like a link to a website where you can rush to reserve seats for the Harmon Quest.
For the whole audience, like that'll be our whole audience. Is that rush?
Again, I flatter myself, but I don't think we're going to need more.
If that would be the way to do it, that'd be awesome. As opposed to just having people that may or may not know exactly what we're doing. I
don't think we're going to need to go get people off the street. But I do think we're.
Do we know how big the? I talked to the guy that's producing it. Do we know how big the studio audience is yet?
Like 110 people.
That's great.
Yeah.
We can do that. We can do that 5 times.
Of course we can. Look at them. But we're also using one of those services. We're doing it through a service that I'm sure will then go, nope, your fans don't like you. Now we'll turn this other valve where tourists are coming in dressed as lobsters for let's make a deal. I couldn't get into The Price is Right, but I guess I'll watch this guy.
What if it was only the same 200 or 300 people that just kept sifting through the whole time wearing different shirts? That'd be fine with me.
I wouldn't. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
People can come every show. What I would like people not to do is just automatically, before they figure out that they can make every show, reserve a ticket for every show, because it's a ticket we can't. Try to split the difference between precaution and, because at the same time we're going to be like 10% overbooking and all that shit. So there's bullshit going both ways, ain't there?
Yeah.
We're both going to fuck each other over. Just hit every elevator button in the car.
Why didn't we make the smart move and do all 5 tapings at Madison Square Garden? We should.
All right, so moving on. Festival Supreme, Jack Black's Lollapalooza of comedy and music, is happening in October. Harmontown is doing a show. Jeff isn't going to be able to participate, but we're doing a Harmontown Festival Supreme. Do we have any detail? I know we do, but I don't, and because I don't personally right now. Does anyone have any details about when our show is for Festival Supreme?
It's October 10th.
Oh, they haven't given us.
They gave Jeff.
Isn't it? No, but I think it's October 10th. I know that because I think that's the date I found out that I had been booked on like a long time ago.
Well, that makes sense.
All right.
But I could be wrong about that, but double check that.
It's the 10th, but we don't have a time yet.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I'm out of town no matter what fucking time it is. I came down a little hard on Steve on that one.
I wish we had a big. See, so one day I want to move the show to like a big sound stage so that we can.
Mr. Spielberg.
It's 9 foot Neil. I can't see around this pillar because I'm tall.
9 foot Neil should meet Tay Brixton.
Yeah.
The tallest fan of the show should meet the littlest show promoter. You see me coaxing you back into Tay Brixton. Is it Ty or Tay? I forget. Ty Brixton.
When we do get bigger, more comfortable digs with room to like create a space, I would like to put Steve Levy in like a little circular research desk.
So he's our newsroom back there?
Yeah, he can have like a little internet
yeah.
center.
Yeah.
And then he can just like tell me about my calendar and about like.
He could do corrections after the show.
Yeah, and he could be the one to put through tweets from people that are watching live, and we'll have them up on a screen. And then I got big plans.
That's a great idea.
It's going to be fun. But I like the way it is. It's bullshit. I don't need you. You're an original fan. I don't need you. Who cares? That's how I felt about the fucking Pixies. Look what they did to me. They broke up twice.
You just Donald Trump the whole audience.
And they had a big laugh about it. Death to the Pixies. I love you. Why are you selling me this shirt? You're making fun of me. Is that your dick or your thumb? That's your thumb. You are a debaser. You really are. Eight laughs from people with really specific haircuts, I'm sure. All right. So, all right. Well, speaking of music, I want to do
cuts.
one segment before we bring Kumail out, and then have an open potpourri. I call it a Kumail. A Kumail bag?
Kumail bag's not bad.
That implies correspondence, though.
Yeah, it's like...
I said to him, he texted me that he was going to make the show, and I said, cool, ! And then 2 spaces, and then parentheses, mail. And then he wrote back an hour later,
how about you've got...
I don't understand that. That doesn't sound anything like my name, and it's spelled differently.
What about... You've got Kumail. No?
Okay.
That doesn't...
Well, we'll get to that in a second. But first,
I'm going to think of 90 worse versions of that.
Here's a segment I call Dan Nitpicks song lyrics. I like to listen to music and sometimes I nitpick the lyrics. Nitpick the lyrics. Nitpicking the lyrics. If these were the lyrics to a song, I'd say they were repetitive. Even I'm not immune. I don't give myself a pass. So this is where I hold other musicians to the fire, including their feet.
I mean, I frequently nitpick on lyrics. I think you and I have both sat around a drink and talked about, Billy Joel's tonic and gin. Come on.
That's the thing. When you're chasing a rhyme, you don't have to rhyme. Anyways. So,
yeah.
All right. So here's this song. It's called The Highwayman by the Highwaymen. The Highwaymen, the supergroup, the country western supergroup. Waylon
Chris
Jennings.
Christopherson, Waylon
Chris
Jennings,
Christopherson.
Willie Nelson.
We say all 4 names differently. Let's do it. Waylon
Toby
Jennings. Chris Christopherson. Johnny Cash.
Tammy Wynette.
It's Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, and Willie Nelson.
Nice.
The Chris Christopherson, I think I'm gonna guess if he's the one who's taking the verse. I think he is, because I think I recognize everyone else's voice. I think he showed up to this song pretty drunk.
Is that when who goes? Johnny Cash goes to space, right?
Yeah. So so this song's called The Highwayman, and it's a country western supergroup, and they each take a verse. And this is the frustrating thing about these lyrics is how I get on board, and I'll walk you through me getting on board. Willie Nelson starts and says, "I was a highwayman, along the coast roads I did ride, with sword and pistol by my side." That's pretty cool.
That's good. We're off and running at that point. Yeah. I'll keep it down if you like. You're on your own for the rest of this highway.
Oh, no. Many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade. It's code, but it's good. Many a soldier shed his lifeblood on my blade. Cool. The bastards hung me in the spring of 25. I don't know what century you're talking about. 1925 is when we started hanging the people that ran around the highway with swords.
I feel like I'm gonna go 17 or 18.
I think it was just like, but he had to rhyme. But I am still alive. Okay, so fine, good. I'm on board because it sounds like it's about a ghost of a highwayman,
or a timeless character that lives through time.
Well, you're way ahead of everything. It sounds like a ghost from that. It doesn't sound like a timeless character who lives through everything. You're
For me it does, because I've read literature.
No, it's one verse of a song.
I was killed in 25, but I'm still alive.
That's a ghost. He's got unfinished business. That's all it is. It's just a ghost.
A ghost doesn't say I'm still alive. A ghost says I'm not alive. I'm a ghost. Woo!
No, that's a ghost on a cereal box. I'm a ghost and I love blueberries.
Okay. All right, look. I've heard this song 19 million times. I might be ahead of the curve on this song. I'm sorry.
If ghosts say I'm a ghost, woo, Ghost with Patrick Swayze would have been a terrible, terrible movie. He would have woken up after getting shot, and he would have gone, I'm a ghost, woo. And then he never would have met Whoopi Goldberg.
None of the ghosts in Poltergeist said, I'm alive still, I'm a regular person. They knew what they were fucking getting away with.
All right. Second verse. So here's where Chris Christopherson comes in. When you listen to the song, you'll hear he's in his cups, as Jeffy would say. He's a little drunk. I was a sailor I was born upon the tide, with the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico. I went aloft and furled the mainsail in a blow. Ugh, chunky.
In a blow?
And when the yards broke off, they said that I got killed, but I am living still. Okay, so now, as Jeff spoiled, we're talking about a timeless figure here. Or is it a series of ghosts stepping forward and saying, "Here's what I was doing." A tip of my cap, my sailor cap, and then the
Ghosts Anonymous.
And then so I'm assuming this is Waylon Jennings who comes in. I was a dam builder across the river deep and wide, where steel and water did collide. A place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound, but I am still around. I'll always be around and around and around and around. They all come in. Okay, so I'm like, this is good. This song's great. I love this. And then Johnny Cash comes in and goes, I fly a starship. This was the late 70s, early 80s. If you didn't have a spaceship and a quarter of your shit, you were off the air. So take it easy on them.
Okay.
But it's and then like one of them comes in with a guitar that kind of sounds like a laser.
Dan, without ruining what you want to get through here, can I stop and can I freeze frame the first time you heard this? Is that recently or is that a while back?
I heard this a while back, but I like the song that I've heard. I was listening to it again recently, and then my problem lyric is coming up right at the end.
Right. So at the point, the first time I heard the song, I heard the song a bunch of times and never really paid attention to the lyrics, as you often do. Like you hear a song a million times, and go, oh, I never knew what that song was actually saying. And this one, the first time I realized that Johnny Cash goes to space, that moment was awesome.
Yeah.
Then
this is before Cloud Atlas, by the way. This song. I was Tom Hanks. I was a caveman after the war, with Holly Berry in my door. A future rich lady with cures to my disease. I talked her into easing my sick son's disease. And when she explained to me that the human race was a joke, I was still Tom Hanks. All right. I'll always be Tom Hanks, and a Hanks, and a Hanks, and a Hanks, and a Hanks. All right, so anyways, I fly a starship across the universe divide, and when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Oh, shit. Awesome. Awesome. This is the peak of... I'm like, holy shit, he stitched it all together. He's the same guy. He's in a starship. He's thinking about being a fucking highwayman. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain. Oh.
Well, pick a team.
I'll be back again and again and again and again. Yeah. I mean, they weave this macho like Cloud Atlas of these guys. Like one guy, what's the difference between a dam builder and a highwayman and a future truck driver in space? Like we're all old white men. And there's a spiritual connection that unites us all. But it's like, I may be a drop of rain. Well, me too. A drop of rain? Who wants to be a drop of? That's dumb.
Yeah.
A drop of. I may be.
It occurs to me, I've never noticed that lyric. That is a very disappointing lyric.
He ruined it, because why is the guy in the starship going like, who's he talking to?
What?
Like he's going like, I fly a starship.
Well,
look out for that asteroid. I got this weird feeling I was a highwayman in a past life, so when I die, I'll probably come back as a highwayman. But fuck it, it may be just general Buddhist shit.
I mean, the spaceman is the most, because you're seeing stars and fucking planets and shit. If you're ever a drop of rain, it's when you're flying through space.
Or is he saying that
No, there's no rain in space.
No, but I mean, he's
rain in
like-
space falls.
He's only a drop of rain. He's so minuscule, and even in comparison to the whole of rain.
Okay,
I think
you're saying how infinitesimally small is my existence?
He's a soul. He's like a cycle of souls in a cycle of a rain of souls. That keeps going like it's like the water. You know, like it's kind of cool.
And he's also saying that I may come back again. Yeah, exactly. If I come back again and keep doing this, then
it will either be as one of these people, a human being, or a drop of water.
Well, I don't know. It's like metaphorical. It's
he also says
the soul cycle is like rain, and he's like just part of all of these souls and these internal cycles, talking about how they used to be highwaymen.
But if he's going to use a metaphor, then the whole song should be called "Drops of Rain,"
But he
and
says-
then it
but-
should
but
be like
he
"One
says-
drop of rain I was called a highwayman. Here's another example of a kind of rain I was. I was a drop of rain named Ralph from Colorado. I slipped ironically on real rain and fell below. These are all lives and they're as pointless as the rain, but each drop will remain until it evaporates again and again and again.
But he does say, he said, I go across the universe divide, and when I get to the other side, that implies like when he's dead, right? When I actually go to whatever the afterlife for a possibly a cyclic, karmic traveler goes to, maybe I find out, maybe I'm nothing. Maybe that was all pointless. Maybe I'm just one of these stars in this endless space that we look at, like Spencer said.
I think it's cool. I thought it was dumb until it got resolved, where it'd still remain, and it'll be like, oh, it's a metaphor.
I don't like when people say rain and rhyme again and again, because first it was highwaymen and again. It was they said again like we say again. You don't get to change again.
I like that all the guys are. It's a human song. It's not a song about a fucking cosmology. It's about four different little shapes of loner. You know, it's like what, just because you're born in a time when a man with integrity didn't even have the option of being a cattle rustler or a highwayman, doesn't mean that while you're welding a rivet on a dam when you're built, something as silly, it's like I'm not a cowboy, I'm not a spaceman when I'm welding this dam, but it's like, it's four different guys going like, I was a country western archetype, and then I died, but I didn't die because they're all me, and it's important to me that guy be like a guy with it's a guy. It's about a guy's relationship with the cosmos, not about mapping the cosmos itself and going like,
you couldn't
see
die
those
and become
ants down
nothing.
there. One of those ants could be me, and the grains of sand upon the beach.
Why not that? Why
because that's a different song. That's like something you'd hear in an incense store. Like that's not something you listen to when you're drinking a glass of scotch and you're like, yeah, my dad was a fucking spaceman, and I'm gonna.
So are you upset that this song isn't country enough for you, that it goes into the hippie, cosmological, metaphysical at the very end?
I don't like going from when I get to the other side, which is like Tolkien-esque, like the elves going across. There's like I'm a person,
I thought you didn't like Tolkien.
I don't like Tolkien. All right,
I like those elves, man.
All right, so that's enough.
How do you just turn off your mortality by going on a fucking boat? What the shit is that? Thanks, Steve.
Well, now what we're finding out is you'd like it if as they got right off the shore, they all turned into rain.
Well, I'm just if I was observing my life over millennia, cycling, I might have the thought that shit, maybe millions of other people are doing the same thing, and that's also kind of interesting.
I guess,
but only worth a passing mention.
I will agree, Dan, that I don't think that the song Highwaymen succeeds in doing what it tries to. It fumbles on the goal line a little bit of the goal line they're trying to cross. It's like this is a giant metaphysical thing going on there. Like I get what they're going for, but it doesn't quite succeed in either way.
Well, that's been you, Highwaymen lyrics. You've been nitpicked. It's a good song, though.
Kumail Nanjiani is here.
Hello. Is Alan Wu coming or what?
Yeah,
Alan
man.
Wu is directing Harmon Quest. And,
And he's not here.
Yeah.
People at home who aren't watching video, there's a seat very ostentatiously reserved in the front row that says "Reserved Alan Wu" on it. Yeah, it's like that.
yeah. But
I like.
The only empty seat here, and it's the one guy here that's directing Harmon Quest.
Maybe he's running around the back of this house holding up his fingers like the camera frame thing. Like he's,
Dan, can I say something? I'm with you on that song. You guys are working too hard to make sense of something.
It makes sense.
Can I say, I wrote down this quote you said.
Okay.
Spencer.
First off, Kumail, I didn't say it made sense. I'm saying I come down on the side. I get where they're going. I don't think they nail it.
Well, I think
Dan's right in saying if they had just stuck to a song about there's the archetype of the loner that goes on through time, and that will always be as we go on through the cosmos. I think they could have done either or and made it better.
Well, I think this is what Spencer said.
What did I say?
Spencer said, if you're ever a drop of rain, it's when you're flying through space, and everyone here nodded like, yeah, that's true, Spencer. I think it's funny that it's Johnny Cash's. They all clearly wrote their own verses, and then they're like, I'm going to be a dam builder. I'm going to be a boatman. And Johnny Cash is like, I'm going to drive a spaceship.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know, because
if I had my guess, this is totally a guess, and we will verify this later on. I'll look it up later. My guess is that Kristofferson wrote the whole thing, or one other person wrote the whole thing.
It seems to me so different that because he's the biggest star, Johnny Cash. I bet they had a meeting where they're like, well, we got to have Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
If he's going to be a spaceman, we'll put him at the end. Hopefully people have stopped paying attention to the lyrics by then.
But they were all collaborators through so much of their careers. It was.
Yeah, and I will also interject there that at this particular point in time, that Willie Nelson could have been like the big gun. It depends from year to year. Like Johnny Cash went through a heavy period of time where he was like sort of it's like the way we thought about Roy Orbison and when the Traveling Wilburys have is like, well, there's Roy Orbison. But anyways,
then Johnny Cash got co-opted by hipsters. He's like the hipster.
Right, that was much later.
That was recently.
The God damn it, fucking damn it, I was
Raindrop.
Raindrop at the rhyme scheme is actually pretty sophisticated. So it's like, I don't know if you gave them each a verse, I don't know. It's weird. The sailor one is kind of fucking a mouthful. I hurl the furl and furl the blow.
That sounds like Chris Christopherson.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was like an MC thing where they each came in with it written on their hand and they're like, I was a plumber, and everyone's like, oh fuck, did he not? This is supposed to be an epic song. I plunged the shit out of the crap.
The shit out of the crap.
I sorted it upon my lap. I found the peanuts distinguished turds from diarrhea.
And then they were like, well, we got to put someone in a spaceship to balance this out.
Yeah.
I do remember like probably in my either teens or 20s being disappointed when they changed again to again. And I hate when songs make it again.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Or when they backwards sing. We talked about too when they put like they do Yoda speak just to make the rhyme work.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah. Look, what's a good example of that? When somebody's
and my love you will have.
You're right. Yeah. When
tonic and gin. Yeah.
Tonic and gin.
Yeah.
Fucking.
My love you will have. All right, so we watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2 this weekend.
And one.
We watched one because of Wes Craven passing, and we thought we'd honor him again and again.
And I think it made a difference.
I'm trying to think. I want to beat that lyric before I move on. My belt is buckled with the topaz of my pain. I don't know. So like there's you got to bring it back to a country western thing, like a belt buckle or a beer bottle or something.
I love the topaz of my pain.
Topaz of my pain,
or not topaz? What's the other thing?
Topaz is
no. Turquoise. My belt is buckled with the turquoise of my pain, but I'll be back. I mean, no, that would be dumb. We would. Be
I don't think Johnny Cash ever said the word turquoise in his life.
Nightmare on Elm Street, we watched it, and then we thought, let's just watch Nightmare on Elm Street 2, because we kept talking about what we were watching. Kumail was there, and Schraub, and Emily and AG, and holy cats. Nightmare on Elm Street 2
It's super gay.
It's like there's no fear of that sounding like a homophobic or inaccurate statement. It is one of the gayest movies that's ever been made.
It's gay as fuck.
And it's kind of beautifully gay. Like it's like not even that pornographically gay. It doesn't. There is some prurient, externalized gay things about it. Like there's a lot of people taking their shirts off and like doing push-ups together. But the thing that really makes it gay is the gay love, the relationship.
The two guys, and there's a part where they're both fighting, and one guy pulls his pants down, and the fight continues with just one guy's butt out.
Yeah, and it's
there's a lot of that kind of stuff.
Well, it's the equivalent of like today it would be looked at as totally progressive because it is like there's a girl in the movie, but she's not. She never. There's not an inch of skin outside her arms.
Oh, she's
or
like
collarbone
so
exposed.
draped.
She's just sort of like a regular person, and she
men-
doesn't get in any pillow fights or have any friends. But the guys have friends that pull each other's pants down and roll around, and they're all hunky and stuff.
Is it never acknowledged? Do they speak about
They
this?
don't really talk about it. It's just from like an alternate universe where like men are objectified.
Well, what they
Instead
do
of
keep
women.
talking about is how one of them,
a lonely clap in the back of the room.
what they do keep talking about, because that's the one where Freddy is inside the kid, and so the whole movie is
So
about
gay.
a kid. It's about a kid going to being misunderstood by people and going like, I don't know who I am. I don't know. No, it's very. And according to Schraub, the writer actually in an interview said, yes, I was thinking of this as a metaphor for being young and figuring out that you're gay. But he didn't expect the director to then take it and then double down on it. The writers often have, like my original writing mentor, like when I was writing Monster House, like one of the first pieces of advice he gave me is like, he said, and I don't know if this is, maybe I'm betraying this. Am I going to be like Bruce Lee, like teaching people kung fu?
and now, because now everybody knows kung fu.
That's why they never wanted it to get out.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, you got fucking Jackie Chan running around.
He said every screenwriters always have a secret. They have a secret about the movie. Like you try to be transparent in all your work. Like get your own head on paper and be really clear about things and passionate. But then there's one little exception to that, which is like the writer should know something that nobody else knows. Like the basketball in Monster House is DJ's puberty. Like it's his boyhood bouncing over to the house or something like that. I think that was me phoning in like his advice, going, okay, it's his puberty. I'll keep that a secret. But so anyways, that writer was like, if that writer had then handed
That actually makes a lot of sense.
well, yeah, they're basketball.
Yeah, it goes in and it's him becoming a grown-up and having to deal with grown-up shit like a fucking Monster House. It's true.
Yeah.
Well done.
Like a mortgage, like when your property is who
That's
you are.
right.
As opposed to being a kid. Kids trick or treat. They go and they take what they want from the grown-ups. They're communists and parents are capitalists, and the basketball is.
So he's going from communism to capitalism.
Which is going from boyhood to adulthood.
Yeah. Wow.
Because communism is not viable.
That should have been the tagline for the movie. Communism is not viable.
Communism is not viable.
Monster House. What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's this for?
The bourgeoisie is the monster.
All right, so yeah, well, I mean, because one of the most interesting things is that in Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, the girl is a typical kind of scream queen. She's being stalked by this Freddy guy. She goes to Johnny Depp and she says, "I have this idea. Like, watch me sleep, and then wake me up, and I'm going to try to grab Freddy." That whole thing is played out in this movie as well. But he goes to the guy's house. Like the guy crawls in the window of another hunky guy's bedroom and like wakes him up, and he's wearing like this midriff shirt, and he's like, "What's going on, Taylor?" And it's like, "Listen, I really need to talk to you." But like the girl is like in the movie. He just doesn't. That's not who he takes his problems to. And he tells him like, "I want you to wake me up when this."
It's a total rom-com because they start out enemies and then they become really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love them. Yeah.
And they're not constantly calling each other fag or anything like that. Like there was a lot of stuff in the 80s where it was like, oh, you're like guys like bullying each other for being like calling each other homo while they beat them up. But then in that same scene, it's like, oh, the water is like glistening off of my pecs, like. And it's like that's what you expect from the 80s, but this was like more of just a gay love story. And it was kind of like on the sleeve, or on the rolled up fluorescent sleeve.
Because we were talking through it, but there's nothing really homophobic that happens in it.
I just said that. Moving on.
Right. I feel like this is from your leftover highwayman aggression. It's being taken out on me now.
I don't think I was ever aggressive about highwaymen. I felt that we found some common ground on highwaymen. I feel like you're bringing some sort of weird Nightmare on Elm Street 3 rage on me right now. I don't understand.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is a really good one. That's where they're dream warriors. And they each have a dream power.
See, the only thing I know about... I've never seen anything movies. The only thing I know about those movies is that Don Dokken did the soundtrack for it. It was all Dokken songs, right?
I don't know who that is.
He was a rock and roller.
Yeah, well, also do yourself a favor and load up the Fat Boys Freddy Krueger video. When the Fat Boys are running around the house.
And we talked about this. Our favorite part is that they're being chased by Freddy, but they still find time for donuts in the video.
Oh, yeah, they're like, oh, my God, there's food.
Like, donuts.
But then Freddy is rapping a lot. He's not like just the bridge in the rap. He, like, starts the rap. He's like... my name is Freddy Krueger, and I'm here to say... But they're, like, he really says that. Is that the Will Smith one? Because he also did a thing with Will Smith.
Will Smith has one, but Freddy's not in that one. It's just Will Smith talking about Freddy.
Oh, he doesn't have, like, a bridge?
I don't think Freddy shows up in the Will Smith one.
Oh, okay. But he does say, my name's Freddy Krueger, and I'm here to say, like, in the Fat Boys one.
Does he really?
Yeah,
you
really
I
does.
will slay.
Yeah. You I will slay. Yoda talk. Yep. Force that rhyme, Freddy. All right.
It's like Bobby Brown's rap in Ghostbusters too. My man Vigo, the master of evil. Vigo and evil. No, that's like again and again.
I like when you have like raps at the end that like recap the whole movie.
Yeah, I see.
Like
I'm all for that.
Ninja Turtles has that. Yeah. Where you're like, who's it? Because I just saw the movie. You don't need to recap it. Is it for people who come in at the credits? Like, what did I miss? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but nowadays, like Disney and Pixar movies, they have all those little Easter eggs for the credits. I would be very happy if there was a rap at the end of every movie.
Yeah, no, I loved it too.
Yeah.
I always feel bad for the rapper. Like, I feel like it wasn't his idea to, like, rap about ghost busting. Like, I just feel like he's, like, in front of the microphone, like seeing the ghost of his dad, like, shaking his head. Because he's like...
Because his dad wanted him to be...
Laser, when Spock came in with the lasers, there wasn't tasers. I'm like a Mac Daddy, but, I got the lasers. And then he looks over and his dad's like...
Wait, what about the...
Boy, you used to rap about selling cocaine.
Yeah, not rhyming lasers with tasers and lasers.
You could have said phasers.
But Pop!
Phasers was right there.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's in Star Trek.
Yeah. They don't have tasers.
I was trying to do double duty where I was like trying to rap like a rapper that hasn't seen Star Trek and was rapping about Star Trek.
Freddy Krueger has razors.
Well, that's it. Come on. Let's not... this is not... That segment's over. We're not nitpicking my improv lyrics. Okay, new segment. It's called Sperm Count Questions.
Sperm Count Questions.
Sperm count. You hear it a lot, but what do you do when you got your sperm and it's being counted? Oh, sperm count question. Got sperm count questions. Will you come home tonight? I got a sperm count question. Yeah, because
Dan, this is not a note, but sometimes you give me a look like you want me to kill the music. You give me that kind of like.
Oh, okay. No, I won't
and
do
then
that.
And then I give you the out in the music, and then you go.
Oh,
on.
we should have a signal.
See, now I thought you were saying and out.
No.
Okay, so I.
I'm just going off your lead.
I don't want to have a signal. I want this to be a fluid thing. Yeah.
Because usually it really is. You guys, I'm always amazed at when to cut the music out.
Right, but sometimes, I blow it all the way. Like so, it's a fluid thing.
All right, sperm count questions. All right, so
Do we ask you sperm count questions, or do you have sperm count questions for us?
I have sperm count questions.
Okay.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
you
I
at-
have one question.
What?
What's a good number?
Okay, 80.
80?
No, I don't know. The
80-80. It's like
80
2020.
what?
It's 80-80.
Oh, yeah. My sperm's at 80-80, bro. I'm good.
You got 80 sperms out of
Yeah.
80 possibility sperms.
I got 80 out of 80 possible sperms.
Okay, so here's the thing about sperm count. Here's the theory. Okay, so I come, and there's some sperm, and then you take a needle and then you're like you take you have some like sample size like a cubic micron or whatever the fuck it is, and you
You're
and then you go
doing
in
this?
and you. No, I'm not doing it.
Okay. Sorry.
A spermologist is doing it. Whatever the people that count your sperm. So, as far as I understand it, the idea is that what it is it's like a ratio to amount of fluid, right? I would assume so, right?
Yeah.
have
It's
no
how
idea.
much. I think it's density of usable shit in the ejaculate. I would think it's like the sperm and not the semen.
Right.
What is this gesture?
Wait.
You know, it's the sperm.
So, a gentleman's raising his hand over here. Do you know the answer to this?
We do know the answer. It's not like how many you have.
Can you get up and grab a mic
Yeah,
real quick? 'Cause
you'll
it's,
have to come up and talk about sperm. Sorry.
Sperm count answers.
The same thing happens in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. There's this whole scene in biology class. I just spent 20 minutes talking about sperm now. All right, what's your name, young man? Have you been up here before?
I have. It's Scuda.
Scooter. Oh.
How can we forget?
How do you spell it?
Skuta.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Scooter. So,
Okay, I don't know why I know this, but I learned it recently, I believe. So, the sperm count, you have like the sample, and then they have like I don't know if they use real eggs or not, but what they count is how many make it to the egg.
wait.
Really?
Like at a simulated
how many
racetrack?
how many viable sperm make it through an actual
Right. Yeah, like
egg?
because like some like sometimes like alcohol use or some drug use makes your sperm like kind of lazy.
Sure.
Tell me about it.
Wait, Scooter, wait.
So you'd have like a smaller count because less would make it to
Okay,
the
well,
egg.
where is the egg that they're using in the counting? Like,
I don't know.
It's a lady.
But
It's
How do they-
Martha.
what is it?
It's also the same lady. It's the same lady for all of them.
It's one lady. She's old now.
she just has a window in her like ovaries.
Yeah, they're like,
One of those
okay,
cows.
one,
She's like a
two.
cow at the state fair that you can watch Grass
Yeah.
Digest with this like they put semen and then they come. We'll be back in 6 hours, Gloria. And she's like, okay, and she puts on headphones. It's like. I don't know what song's
Only-
playing. I was a highwayman. It's just
Drop
like,
of rain.
but and then they come back in and they. I mean, seriously, come on. There's now this raises 90 more questions. How do you count the?
Scooter, you're saying they're using actual viable eggs and creating a situation where the sperm, they would find out how much
Yeah, they basically it's like they
active sperm you have versus bullshit deadbeat never gonna make it
right
sperm.
like so they I guess organize a race and they see how many make it to the finish line.
Sperm race.
Yeah.
Well, all of my questions about sperm count have to do with how they do it. So, I mean, that's an interesting
Can anybody
answer,
else
but it doesn't.
verify or deny? What
Is
do you
it like
think?
a maze?
We have a hand over there. What's
what
your
is
name?
it like?
Michael, get the fuck up here. Michael knows more sperm answers. Welcome to Spermontown.
How's it going?
Also, I could have Googled it.
No.
Yeah.
It's
I
way
don't know,
better with
I think we
Michael
both read the same Reddit post.
and Scooter.
Yeah. There was a post recently about how when you smoke marijuana, it makes your sperm have less motility, so they get lazy.
All right.
And so how they measure it is just like literally watch them move, and if like they
In
travel
what?
away from a point, so they just look at them under a microscope.
They pick
and they
a
literally
distance.
just measure the
They pick a
distance.
radius.
Yeah.
It's like, and they don't care what direction they go.
Yeah. It's
They're
just like, oh, they went pretty far.
okay, but how? Okay, but okay. So let's say I come
Oh yeah.
onto a micro.
Easy, Michael.
All right, I'm sorry.
Onto a microscope slide.
With a picture of a redhead on it.
Yeah.
And you put it under the microscope, and now you see. Well, you're going to see like a random number of sperm. They have to like. Do they have a set number? So is the sperm count?
Yes, I always thought the count was the amount of like spermatozoa per like.
That's what I
per
thought.
sample.
Like density.
Well, it's not.
Is it? What's your name? Will. Get the fuck up here, Will.
Yeah.
I will sacrifice.
Show's gonna end with
Scooter, you're gone.
Scooter. This is like the worst game show ever.
Who knows more about sperm?
And the prize is going to be the worst prize.
All right, what's your name, sir?
My name's Will.
Will. Okay.
And so they actually measure several things, but one thing is sperm count, which is the number of sperm per volume.
Okay.
They also measure motility that he talks
That's
about.
called the SPV, right?
Sure. Okay. It's sperm count. Sperm count. But then they do have motility, which is how many of them are moving well.
Okay.
Like a percentage of how many are moving well.
All right. So sperm count.
And there's morphology also,
What is that?
which is how many look defective. How many actually look odd.
Right, like
or
two-headed
misshapen.
sperm and
Do you
crooked
want
sperm.
it to make it to the egg?
Yeah, I don't care about anything but sperm count. Because you always hear these statistics about the average sperm count's gone down or this lowers your sperm count. I just want to know, how do they count sperm? Like because if it's per volume, is that so? That's per a set volume. So the thing is what. So it's not like our forgive me, ladies, cover your ears. It's not like my balls have a bunch of cum in them, and like including the sperm, and then it's like a bag
Also,
of liquid.
men, close your ears too.
Yeah, and then it all comes out like it's like my balls are making sperm cells. The liquid that makes up a majority of the
semen is from someplace
comes from
else.
some other place in my body.
Prostate.
And so
I don't know
And
if
the
that's
seminal vesicle.
There we
Yeah.
And don't forget the Cowper's gland.
What about isn't
Spencer, get up here.
deference?
The vas deferens.
Vas deference.
So what volume are they taking when you come?
Is there a joke that's like there's a vast difference between sperm and semen?
You just made it. You just made it.
Is that
You just made
that's
Professional
not?
comedian.
There's no way that's the first time.
No.
I wish you guys would take this seriously.
They take a measured amount and they just count them.
But they take what out of the wad that comes out? Sorry, ladies, the fucking cloudy wad. The fucking it's like part. There's like it looks like the Earth in there. It looks like there's like North
What?
America and Australia. There's like
It's on your bathroom floor. I mean, how do you?
There's like you know what
Dan.
cum looks like. There's like it doesn't look like glue. It looks like fucking.
Well, you know, when Dino, our friend who we all know very well from his shady encounters, he was. Did he talk about him being a sperm donor for a while?
Yeah, Dino was.
Yeah, and he was. Did we discuss that in the show? So he would go in there and like donate sperm all the time. So Dino may have countless children out there. We have no idea.
That's terrifying.
And the woman that ran the sperm counter. The counter where you put your sperm
Yes.
on to have it counted.
Yes.
She would look at it and go, "Get the fucking back in there! Like this is just water." Like you've been jerking off too much. Come back when you haven't jerked off all fucking day long and bring me some actual like cum. She could tell by looking at it. She's like, we can't do anything with this.
All right,
It's
so that kind of goes to my point, I guess. The idea. I mean, this is an organic. Like, I don't understand this idea that you can scientifically.
It's a solution. It's not like one constant thing. So in the solution, there's some stuff that's sperm, that's swimming sperm, and some stuff that supports it.
But sometimes, okay,
They measure a set amount of volume.
okay. So here's my follow-up question. Please, sir, simmer down. We'll get to you in a moment.
That's Beefsteak Bill, I believe.
What do you do, Will? What's your job?
Beefsteak Bill.
I
don't
work
work.
for a health insurance company.
Okay.
So I think I'm starting to get this. What I'm deducing from this is that when you forgive me, ladies, I'll be with you in one moment. When you come, like you're coming like a random amount of fluid, like sometimes it's like a little bit, and sometimes it's a lot.
Sometimes it's just dust. I can't use this. Come back.
And so I'm assuming.
Kumail, we're going to table that comment until a little later.
And so I'm assuming like that what that means is that the amount of fluid that comes out of your wiener when you have an orgasm has nothing to do. That's like just that's just fluid. That your sperm count, even on a bad day, or a bad day meaning like less fluid coming out of your wiener, like during an orgasm, that would have the same sperm count as Wednesday when you're like, whoa, it took me a long time, and woo, like, and it's like, wow, look at all that, but it's like same sperm, still three per drop though.
Can I ask you probably what might be a personal backstory question? Are you going in regularly to a?
No, I'm asking this because I'm just curious about how they count sperm. No, this is not. There's nothing personal about this.
Have you
and it shouldn't have taken this long. I just want to know how they count sperm.
Have you already gone in and tried this, or this is?
No, I just said no.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I totally.
Dan, have you gone in?
This is something you've been going in and doing.
I don't know why I'm just so frustrated with you guys tonight. Like it's got to be me.
I honestly really thought that this is something that you've gone in and tried multiple times. The way that you started talking about it sounded like
no, because
he's
then
just
I know a bunch
curious.
of stuff about it. I don't.
He's just curious, and I think your question is when it's a lot or when it's a little, is it still the same number of sperm and it's just more liquid, or is it the same density, hence more sperm?
Yes.
When on better days.
Yes.
Unquote.
Yes. So how do they like?
I couldn't tell you that.
Right.
I mean, it should.
I've only
be
read Reddit.
Just mathematically, yeah, it should just average out to the point that they could do science and determine what's good or bad.
So each man is walking around with a certain amount of sperm that he sets to the task whenever he ejaculates, but it always happens with a random amount of fluid.
And that sample of sperm might be lazy weirdo sperm, so they might be good ones.
And when they're counting them, they're not worried about that. They'll go like, well, you got a very high sperm count, but they all look like Greg Allman.
Yeah. 4 tails, the works.
All right, well, let's thank our sperm panel. Let's roll.
Yep.
Come again.
Yep.
Hey, you forgot your drink. You forgot it.
Okay.
Not you guys. You're good.
Michael Sperm and Will Sperm. Thank you, Scooter Sperm.
That Scooter's a looker, huh?
Yeah, man.
He's a handsome young man. I thought
He could be in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Is that what this is? Are we connecting dots right now?
Yeah. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I want to count my sperm. I don't know what we're.
And I want Scooter to do all the counting.
If I wanted to have a baby with a woman and raise it with a man, would my sperm count matter?
Dan, why is that on your mind? Is that because
it's just random? Why is anything? It's just. It was
is this because you're thinking of child rearing? And
I think it's because he was thinking that sometimes he comes a lot and sometimes he comes a little, and he's like, well, how does that work when they're counting it?
I guess that's probably when it popped in my head. Just today when I jerked off. Yeah.
It's also
like
weird.
I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, that's a little. It felt good though.
But it's also.
And then I was like laying there going to sleep on a nice summer afternoon. And I was like, it feels good. I wonder if it feels better when there's more liquid that comes out or when there's more sperm coming out.
It is interesting, and you said this.
And then I thought, well, there's probably probably not a variation in the sperm because there's sperm count, and that's what I thought. Sorry.
You said this. It is interesting. This is going to be so gross. If you take longer, there's more that comes out. Mm-hmm. Is it like your body, like sort of like, hey, he worked hard for this? Give him more.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's weird.
It's so weird.
I don't know. Our bodies are weird. Well, we had that anthropologist guy, Dr. What's his name? The guy with I never remember anyone's name. But that guy who's like the punk rock anthropologist, who's one of his big theories that people know him for is that the human penis has a head on it because it's a plunger. It's supposed to
scrape out,
just suck out, like pull back like the previous competitors.
Oh dear God!
I don't think that does not happen. I don't think when I have sex, there's more sperm in my penis.
Well,
no. He's saying get that other guy that just fucked right before me. Remove his stuff.
But into your penis.
Not into your penis now.
Wait, how do you? I thought it's like
that's called the syringe.
Get it.
That's
eat
called
it,
the syringe.
and then mine.
No.
That would be amazing. That would be so amazing if that's like the pinnacle of human competitiveness. It's like now your cum's in my dick.
That's how straight I am.
In my dreams, you're still the same.
So his thing is that the head takes out all the other.
It's like a plunger, like you're creating suction on the way out. So it's like I think it's pulling back.
Oh.
I don't.
Animals probably had that, and then it evolved less and less. But it's probably a remnant of that. I'd imagine.
It could be. Who knows? I mean, it's. I think what's interesting is actually like I think the important thing about anthropology is not proving things, but actually coming up with crazy theories, because like we are basing all of our understanding on humanity on crazy theories that regularly get disproved. Like in 1995, we found out a bunch of shit that they're still teaching in high schools that's based on 50s understanding of anthropology. It all fell apart in 95, but they still teach the same thing, which is basically that we were apes and trees, and that we that there was some kind of climatic change that put us onto the plains and in the savanna environment, and then that's why we started walking upright and all this stuff. None of that's been proven false. I mean, it's been proven very, very unlikely, if not actually proven false, by analyzing like the food that we ate at certain times in our evolutionary. Anyways, but so we're never going to know anything, because we're trying to dig up our own bones and like figure out like at what point did we stop being monkeys and start being these amazing specimens.
I like that half-assed flourish.
All right, so it was an actual. I was playing the Mad Max video game all day today.
And you like this game?
Well, I was shit.
I thought you had a very funny tweet about it, about the dog.
Yeah, well, thank you. Was it? I mean, it was an actual just like my dogs are going insane from the fucking.
It was very funny.
I had to go clear the minefields because there's a dog in the game that like barks when you're near a mine, and the dog. But here's
Is it
the
a game
interesting.
based on the new film, on the most recent film?
No. They were they were making it before that movie got greenlit. But then they kind of put like a bunch of Fury Road kind of stuff in it too.
Yeah.
Like the title, I think is. But the dogs like. So the dogs like obviously what's happening is like they recorded a real dog, and they don't know what they're just having the dog bark. And then having the dog growl, and then having the dog like do different kinds of barks, because you're using the different kinds of barks to find the mines that you have to defuse. So obviously the dog is saying something like "My name's Roger. Hey, I'm over here. My name's Roger." Or something. Who knows what it's saying? Like it could be. I don't know how they got the dog to bark. They might have like shown it a picture of a cat. So it's going like, "Everybody, look at this cat. This cat. There's a cat in front of me. My name's Steve. I'm a dog. I'm looking at a cat." But at any rate, like the dogs are just like, because if there was a video game, but you didn't know what video games were, and you just all of a sudden you heard some guy in your house going like, hey, happy birthday, I had a birthday once, my name's Mike, it's my birthday too. You'd also do the dog equivalent or the human equivalent of what the dogs are doing, which is like not bark, but you'd like grab a butcher knife or like go right.
Yeah,
so
Mike's
the dogs
gonna
are
die
like they're freaking out, and Harvey already like he freaks out when he sees dogs. So then he sees the dog in the Mad Max car like barking at the bombs, and he's just freaking out. But then over time they got used to it. So I think that's very the dogs, they understand, like they started to figure out it was a recording, because that's why they don't react every time music comes on. They're not like, "Where's Beck? Why is Beck in the house?" they're like you never notice that animals, they don't freak out as much as they should about like TV and music, like when it's just playing. Like given how fucking freaked out they get when they hear like a raccoon a block away like scratch its ass, like they're like, or when there's a ghost in your closet. You know it. You've seen it. Don't act all scientific.
Do you think your dog, when it sees a dog on TV, is like, "Oh, that's a dog"?
I don't know, because they change size. Like, why does the dog?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, but Nigel doesn't do it. Nigel reacts to the barking sounds like and stuff, but he doesn't watch TV. Harvey watches TV, and if he sees a dog or Danny DeVito, he like freaks out. And that's not a joke. Like Danny DeVito,
because he cuts the silhouettes.
Late Always Sunny. But then, that's what I thought, because I was like, oh, he gets scruffier.
You should try.
But then
like
he was barking
versions.
at the iTunes menu, and it was the Rainmaker movie, the key art. He's walking next to Matt Damon with a briefcase, and he's like, "Rah, rah, rah." I'm like, it's fucking DeVito.
You should try Batman Returns to see if in the Penguin makeup, if he still barks.
Yeah, but honestly, the novelty's worn off on me. Now it's just terror because that means your dog can read. I don't understand. Like he doesn't because it cuts. Like, does he think that he's looking through a magic window?
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
always
I
changing.
think he's probably just reacting to very simple stimulus, like the sound of something, and he realizes, okay, that's only sound. There's no smell to that. Like it's not connected.
Right,
For
I
me
bet
on a
smell
deeper
is a
level.
big way.
So I'm hearing a noise, but I'm not connecting it to a thing, or I'm smelling something, but where's the visual? Like I would guess that it's very simple little stimuli. Maybe?
I don't know, man, because
I think it is.
Well, it's
Scooter, get back up here.
I understand that. I mean, you could say that about anything, honestly, with any animal, including us. But the thing is, like, he sees the dog on the screen, and then forget about barking. Like just like we're watching like a cartoon where like a dog loves cereal, and the dog, and there's like a cartoon dog walking on its hind legs. Schraub's dog, by the way, does this with Family Guy. The fucking that dog, like his dog, like recognizes as a dog and starts freaking out. It looks like a coffee mug. It doesn't even look like a dog. It's like an artistic expression of the idea
also,
of a dog, and the dog's like, yeah, that's a dog.
What we've done to dogs like Canis familiaris, like domesticated dogs, is we've made them.
What did you call them?
Canis familiaris, I believe, is the species, right? Am I getting that right?
That's all dogs that are.
Well,
at home?
that's what we call like our domesticated dogs, like not wolves. and
Ironically,
things like
when you're on unfamiliar terms with them. That's what you call it.
it's as familiar as you're going to get with a canis. It's the best case scenarios. We breed certain dogs for herding. So like if you have a German or like an Australian Shepherd and you walk them down the road, they bark at cars moving because they want to herd moving things next to you. They want to move things. Other dogs are about burrowing. Other dogs are about sheltering. Other dogs are about just straight up protection. So we've bred them to do very specific tasks. And now Harvey is
What do you think those?
a
what do you
golden
think-
retriever and a poodle?
What are those wiener dogs for? Do you think they're for like cleaning the insides of cannons?
The fluffy little dogs.
I asked a guy that on the sidewalk once.
We have to get inside this cannon, but I won't go in there.
I told this story on the show, I'm sure, like because I asked that of a guy on the sidewalk. I was looking at his little dog, and I was like, oh, I never noticed. Like you see cartoons of these things, or you see them in movies, and like, but I just realized it's a regular sized dog, but it's just like it's a dwarf. It has like little tiny, it's stunted legs, and I was just like marveling at it. I was like, huh, boy, we really did a number on these things. Like what do you know? Every dog has like a thing. What do you think these things are for? Like going back to like, what was their purpose? And like sometime it'd be rambling because it was a friend of like Ridley's or something that he was just talking to, and I was just like kind of like
Shitting on his dog.
I don't know. I guess I was like, I was like, and then the guy like halfway through my questions about the dog breed, he was like, I don't know, I didn't invent him, I just own him.
Wow.
Like he was kind of defensive. Like I guess it felt like I was accusing him of like eugenics or something.
A lot of the really extreme like breeds that like porgies and I think like the wiener dogs, whatever they call those, and giant dogs. Those we have made those extreme by breeding those just for looks.
Right.
That's just fashion.
Yeah, in like the 1800s, it's just like rich British people
So,
going like, I want to.
If you took a British bulldog back when it was actually more like the actual dog, it kind of was bred to be like naturally. It was a much more effective, like healthy dog, and now we've taken that dog and made it way less healthy. And Shar-Peis are just riddled with disease. And German Shepherds, there's no reason why the spines are curved like that.
What's the dog that has like the alcohol to save people in the snow?
St. Bernard's.
In cartoons?
St. Bernard's.
Snoop Dogg?
And that's what that's for.
Yeah. And you know they sew those. They sew those barrels to their necks.
Oh no!
Yeah.
They're born with them now.
Yeah.
It's really inhumane.
I think wiener dogs chase rats. I think that's
Originally,
why
they
were
get
bred.
like a terrier is like
true.
little or rat terriers. Their legs are small, so they can get through little holes and and they kept rats off your farm and out of your grain, so that you could sell your shit without.
And they have a heavy like relative to dogs, a huge like they're diagnosable OCD, the terriers.
Really?
Like Jack Russells in particular, like because they're such good rodent dogs. They've bred. It's like they're obsessed with detail. They're obsessed with holes, electrical outlets, corners of the coffee table. If they start licking your face, they can't stop. You know, and
they hear minute scratches. They always think like my friend has a Jack Russell Terrier, and it's like, do we live in a house full of ghosts? Because this dog is hearing something at all times and trying to burrow through the wall. Like he's just a burrower.
So by that logic, your dog was maybe bred to fight Danny DeVito. And there's some guy who hates Danny DeVito who's like, I fucking bred this dog. I don't know where it went.
Or maybe just bring him to me.
Yeah.
Like maybe he...
Yeah, he's in Hollywood. Maybe he'll run into Danny DeVito at some point.
He gets out of the yard for 3 days. He comes back and like Danny DeVito's just in his mouth.
40 years ago.
I'm so sorry, sir. Let me call you an Uber. It's a golden doodle. I understand.
I get it all the time.
He's like, this is the 5th time this happened to me.
It happens like 3 times a week.
And I hope you won't take this personally, but I'm leading the charge on legislation against these animals.
Danny DeVito seems awesome. Just a side note.
Every story you hear about him would confirm that. Yeah,
he sounds fun by all counts.
All right, Danny DeVito slipped through the cracks. The Highwaymen, not so lucky. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
You're a little competitive tonight, Dan. I feel like you're coming in loaded for bear, like you want to win these arguments as opposed to
maybe it's because I was playing
nice
Mad Max all day. Because I was playing Mad Max. That wasn't what I was going to say. Because I was just like I am like getting into the game now. And it's like you're it's like you're doing a lot of like car combat. So I was like kind of going like what a lovely day, what a lovely day. And then like 6 o'clock I bothered to go outside to play fetch with the dogs, and it was like oh shit, what a lovely day. It's 9/11. What a lovely day! What a lovely day! What wasn't a lovely day?
It's the opposite of a lovely day.
9/11.
I mean, meteorologically, it was a lovely day.
Okay, let's move off.
Okay.
We can't be like, listen, silver lining, it was a gorgeous, it was like 79 degrees.
Yeah, light breeze. It was great.
I mean, it could not have happened on a more beautiful day.
Yeah.
I can't say any of that. What else do you have on your list?
I don't have. I thought maybe we should check in with you because we don't see you anymore. So like, what's been going on? Your show is doing well. Everyone loves it, and like you're shooting in movies now in all kinds of places. And I don't know. Just
the thing I was most excited about was I did an episode of X-Files. Which was
crazy.
That was the one that I was really, truly, very, very nervous about, and very, very excited.
Can we know what your role was, or is that disclosure that you're not allowed to?
No, I don't think I could say, but it's not a huge role, but it's not tiny
I saw
either.
a photo. You were dressed in some sort of official outfit.
Yeah.
You were allowed to post that, or you're not allowed to?
Yeah, I'm an animal control officer because that's what it says on my badge. So I guess I think they were maybe annoyed that but it's the X-Files. There's animal control officers. But it was crazy because I found out 2 months before I did it, and I was like, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't watch a single episode because I was freaked out. And then when I landed, I was like, fine. I was like, I worked on the scenes. I was like, I'm not going to be nervous. And then when they picked me up, they gave me a folder, and it said Kumail, Nanjiani, X-Files, welcome folder. And it was Mulder's like, I want to believe poster, but instead of I want to believe, it was my name. And that's when I called Emily. I was like, Emily, I'm freaking out a little bit right now. You need to talk me down. But it was.
What did you mean? You said you didn't watch a single episode.
I didn't watch for 2 months before, because I'd known for 2 months I was going to do it.
Right.
Because I didn't want to start freaking out. I just wanted it to be.
You didn't want to know. You didn't want to have too much information about the show you were going to be on.
Or be too much of a nervous fanboy.
Yeah, I didn't. I just wanted it to be a job and not like. Fucking the dream I never dared dream coming true,
That makes sense. See, that's why I'm not an actor.
The other actors that were ever on it and all that stuff.
I wouldn't even have had that common sense. I would have been like, oh, I should watch every episode twice so that I really know the tone of the show. Yeah. And then I'd be like, to be or not to be. And they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I saw the show.
I know the show super well, so that wasn't the... But I had to sort of like pretend to be cool around them, like, oh, hello, David, Jillian. Nice to meet you.
Are Did you get to work closely with those two?
Yeah.
That's great. You lost your cool there a little bit.
Yeah. Because I didn't just talk to.
Scooter, take a sperm count on that just now.
It skyrocketed. It was 150/80.
Wow.
I
That's a very rare.
I had this moment where I didn't just meet. I had a scene with them. I had a couple scenes with. Well, I had scenes with them. It's very hard for me to talk about without getting teary-eyed.
Don't be shy.
So I had this moment where I was like, I didn't, because I was talking to, Gillian Anderson, David Duchovny, and I kind of like, I was with them for 3 days. And then during one of the scenes, I was like, oh, I'm talking to Mulder and Scully now. Like, I didn't just talk to David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. I talked to Mulder and Scully.
With the haircuts and the
with the haircuts and the everything.
And the cell phones and the
flashlights.
And the simmering sexual tension.
Yeah, it was great. I hope I'm good in it. I have no idea. Usually when I do a job, I'm like, oh, I did well, or that wasn't as good. This one I have no idea. I could be like.
So I'm a failure as a fan because I don't even know the details. Like is Chris Carter running it, and are a lot of the old writers back, or is he? A
lot of them are back. Not Vince Gilligan, but
why not? What Vince Gilligan?
He just was at home, hanging out. The episode was written and directed by my favorite X-Files writer, Darren Morgan. Yeah.
Is that the guy that did the Jose...
that's the guy that did that one, and Clyde Bruckman, Final Reposition.
Spencer, are you a big X-Files fan?
Nope, I just listened to the podcast.
Probably everybody that listens to our podcast knows Kumail has a podcast called the X-Files Files, and he talks to, lots of... He's gone all the way...
this has to be the best case scenario. Do you start a podcast about something you love.
Were you hired because you're a successful actor right now, or because you have that podcast, or a mixture of both, or one more?
They clearly were like, it'll mean so much to this guy.
That's great.
It does. Yeah, they were.
I want to start a podcast called Vivian Westwood Suits.
Yeah,
that's actually a smart move for like not a huge part, but like an important part. That because thinking as a producer, I'd be like, well, this guy's not going to complain if we go overtime.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'm here. What do you guys need? I can serve the food, whatever you want.
We need you to get into makeup and then just sit. We're going to shoot you whenever the other actors are busy. Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay.
So Kumail,
thank you for having me.
And I want to go back to what you said earlier. Like you say, sometimes you walk away from having shot something and you go, nailed it, or sucked. But you have
I have zero sense.
Was your memory just completely overblown?
No, I remember every single moment. I just was like, I don't know if I'm good in this or. It was hard because it's also outside of my I haven't done sci-fi or horror stuff. I've done mostly.
Was it heavy lifting? Did you have a lot of emotional range stuff to go through, or was it pretty?
It wasn't like a fully easy part. It was kind of hard. I had to do stuff instead of just crack wise.
Yeah.
So it was a hard part.
Did you labor over the rehearsal at home?
Oh my God, I worked on it so much. So much, and that's why it's hard to know. At that
point, then when you get there and you worked on it really, really hard, then it's just noises that you're making, and it can be. Oh shit!
Yeah, I saw
Alan Wu.
Alan Wu, who probably became a director because he loves attention. He loves. Do you know Alan, or do you? Oh no, you're just. Why did you guys do? He nodded at Kumail. Oh, Attack of the Show. Yeah, Alan shot a bunch of Attack of the Show. And
hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom, you guys.
Oh, okay. All right. That's nice to get a... That's probably the first applause he's gotten for that since 1987.
Yeah.
When do you get applause for that? Do you remember? Does anyone remember being potty trained? Is that a memory?
No, but I remember my cousin, who was my age, ate his own shit, and it was a huge family scandal.
A scandal.
Yeah, it was spoken in hushed tones. His mom came in and she saw him.
At what age are we talking?
I don't know.
Like infancy or toddler? Or?
Enough to be walking around and stuff.
And he just picked up some poop and just decided...
she
tried this on for size.
She put him on the toilet, and then when she came back, he had done his business, and he was like, he was bent over and just like pulling out and eating it like, oh, I pooped too much. I should put.
He did not say I pooped too much.
No, he
say I
didn't
pooped
say
too much?
anything.
Okay.
She just gave it, and he was like, "Hey, look."
But that would be a great time for a catchphrase because, like, no one's ever going to forget whatever you say there. You could just be like, "No new taxes," and people will be like, "There shouldn't be new taxes." I like Ike. Like, you could get a guy elected if you ate your own shit and then looked at the camera and were like, "Remember this?"
Do you think it's a kid being guilty about poopies, or he's starving? Like, feed me more food.
What was his thing?
Yeah.
I think he was just an adventurous kid that was like, let's see what this is about.
Well, I mean,
oh no,
Freud's big thing was like I think Freud's been sort of like discredited by his. The people that came after him, and I think a little too much because it's not like we all question Ben Franklin when we talk about electricity. Like Freud was the first guy to go, "What if your brain is complicated?" And before that, it was just like, "You're a lady, you should lay down. You're hysterical. Like, your uterus is making you crazy." And Freud was like, "No, what if there's like a bunch of shit in your brain that you don't even understand?" And why we should take shits on him because he also said we all want to fuck our moms. I don't know. But anyways, that was my Freud defense segment. But Freud's thing was that, like, what is the first thing you ever do as a sentient mammal? Other mammals, deer are born and they start walking, and kids are like, we're born conscious, and we may not be born moral, but we're born conscious and sentient. And then, like, the first thing that happens is you make something. You make something that's not you, but you made it. It came out of you, and like so things can happen. Freud's theory was that things are happening formatively to you depending on the attitudes in the world toward the thing you made, and your and then the other things, the things you put in your mouth is that's all you can do. You grab things and you stick them in your mouth. How do people react to that? How do you feel about that? And you make a duty, and it's all that. I've heard those phrases, the anal fixation and the oral fixation and stuff. But anyways. I believe that's totally valid. That's the stuff that makes sense. Like the penis plunger, I don't doubt it, but it's so specific. But
we have our episode title.
Simple things make sense to me. Like, oh yeah, like your mom's the first person, your first woman you meet, and your dad's the first man you meet. Like, you can't really argue with the simplicity of that. You can then argue about neuroplasticity and whether or not you still have a chance to like overcome your nurture with your nature. But it's still like simple shit like makes sense to me. Like, you take a shit when you're a kid, and you have shit on your hand in the crib, and then you're like, I'm sure we all ate our own shit at some point. We just didn't get caught and didn't do it like a weird cartoon, like a Heathcliff cartoon. I don't know. He's got a turd and he's like he goes like this, and then there's a fish bone comes out. This guy took it to a Popeye place. As he deserves the shame that he probably still lives with.
How as a cousin you said, or what was he?
Yeah, what's his first and last name?
I mean,
what town does he live in?
How is he adjusted? Has he grown up into a happy, healthy human being?
Oh yeah, he's a doctor.
Well, who are some of his patients? Maybe they're listeners. I mean,
he's a radiologist. Who are like, I think they're like, look at X-rays.
Right. And they're in charge of whether or not you get over or under irradiated when you're. So someone out there is like doesn't know that the guy at the button once ate his own shit out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Like,
do you remember when you?
I don't have any memories of potty training.
Yeah,
Spencer,
I also.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you want to talk about your poopies?
No, I just had to pee.
That was a pee. He was gone for 45 seconds.
Oh, okay. You just had to pee. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
he came back like a ghost. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I may or may not have a kidney stone, so I've been drinking water.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
AG is.
Yeah, I was going to ask him for notes, get
Don't
some
ask
tips.
him. He's had him like 4 times.
Yeah. That would be fun.
We gotta get Spencer health coverage because he texted me over
fine.
A couple of days ago. It was like 4 a.m, and you were like, holy shit! Like
5.
Had this terrible pain in his gut, and he was afraid to go to the emergency room because
because you hear horror stories that's like, I broke my foot and they charged me $20,000. I don't know.
You gotta go in.
I went to the doctor. They said I had a kidney stone, but who knows what they know.
How did they figure out that you had a kidney stone?
Because if they touched my appendix and it didn't feel like it exploded in my body, I didn't have an appendix problem. And, urine tests denied infection. So those are the things that can happen in your bladder.
That's a great song.
So, yeah.
Pea can form, but so can stalactites of calcium that turn into shards. And that's one thing that women have better than us. It's the one thing. 70% of the wages for the same job. No maternity leave, but you don't have shards of calcium, ninja star-shaped bone fragments, a Cronenbergian weapon trying to fit through a diameter of a drinking straw. It's a cocktail straw, like a little tiny cocktail straw. A fucking tiny... a ninja star the size of a marble.
Can I please right now send this out there into the ether that the guy that did the Ty Brixton theme song put music to that right there?
Well, I don't know if there was any meter to that. I was really impressed with
there was plenty of meter.
That guy who did the thing for the Ginies, when I was thinking, I like those Ginies. Those Ginies. When we were talking about misogyny and phylogeny, and phylogeny is when you... I just realized that misogyny... What was my epiphany? Oh, it was
that Phil.
The Phil in philanthropy, that it's like, oh, it's the same as the Phil. It's the phi, the Phil. It's the file, like at the end of people who fuck different things. File, Phil, Philadelphia, file, philanthropy versus misanthropy, and then misogyny. There is no phylogeny. It's not even possible, as far as I know. Best you can do is get along with them at work. But I was like, oh, so phylogeny would be that you like the Ginies, and then I launched into a hilarious. I like those Ginies. Gotta get those Ginies. And then why am I explaining this?
I must have missed that show. That's not ringing any bells for me. Did you? Was I there?
Yeah, I think you were here. Ridley, I think was.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
No. You were sitting there because you were the one who was. I was talking to philanthropy about. Jesus Christ, we're drunk. Okay. Yeah. And I mean drunk, like long-term drunk.
But I mean, that sounds like a short bit, but I didn't realize somebody made music to it.
Yeah. I tweeted it, and I think I CC'd. Or I didn't retweet it because it sounds like I like those Chinese.
It does.
It's distracting for that reason.
Also, it's an Eric Idle
song. To the
song.
extent that you listen to it, because I go like, how do you do? You got a hole where your wiener should be, and it's like if I retweeted it. The wrong kind of people would have like come out of the woodwork hearing it out of context. They would have just been like, so, hello, haven't seen you since the rape joke. I don't listen to your show, don't know who you are, get you confused with everyone else. But
there's a hole where your wiener should be.
Yeah.
That's great.
But it came out great. You should listen to it. It's a great song.
There's a hole
the
where
guy put music to it.
I love it. I can't wait.
There's a hole where your wiener should be.
That's my,
wiener as a hole.
That's a go-to for me. I've used that phrase a lot.
Oh, okay.
That's my ironic.
You don't see a wiener as another kind of hole.
The joke is that I don't.
Okay.
The joke is the where your wiener should be. That's the joke. You're right. I'm in a bad mood. I don't like you guys tonight.
You're doing great, Dan.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry I said I didn't like you.
You are doing great, but you're a little on edge tonight.
I'm on edge.
You feel a little edgy.
What a lovely day! What a lovely day!
Do you think that...
I was saying that during a lovely day.
Do you think that could be as simple as just having played an edgy video game all afternoon, that could make your mood a little edgier?
My therapist says when I'm playing video games, I'm not actually... Now, it took her a while, to her credit, to start, getting after the video game thing. But she says... Look, from the description of what you're doing when you're playing video games or what you do when you're at work, it sounds like you're not taking a break from work so much as you are feeding an addiction to a heightened state of nervousness.
Wow.
Like your nervous system, you need to meditate and calm down, and I have found that works. And but I don't want to, the way I don't want to take a shower. It's like you don't want to do things that are good for you when you're in an addicted state. So I'm coming home from work and I'm like, I don't want to think about anything, but I definitely, my nervous system's at a 6 instead of a 0. So it goes to 9. The 10 is
You're dead.
You get a cooking show.
That's the.
If I just keep talking, they'll think it's an awesome reference. No one will ever know. There's so many cooking shows by the time they get to the bottom of the list, and they're like, there's no such thing as a famous nervous cook. I'm like, see you later, sucker. I got your laugh. I'm out of town. But I didn't. I stopped down and explained that, and now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, because I described her. She's like, what do you do at work? And I go, well, I have, she's like, I'm not writing one thing right now. I'm like helping a guy with the script, and then I'm doing that. It was like, took me 20 minutes to describe what I'm doing right now because it's a lot of work, a lot of jobs, a lot of different jobs. And like, I like that. It's a lot of jobs. Like, I don't like focusing on one thing and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so when you relax, what do you do? I play video games. And she's like, what kind of video games? And I said, well, like I'm playing Witcher 3 right now. And she says, well, what is that like? And I said, well, it's like, it's
How
like
much
an open
detail
world
did
game.
you go into?
I just explained to her 20 minutes. I was like, well, you're like a Witcher, and you got to go. You got these side quests, and then you get to the thing. And she's like, if we were living in a time with witches, I wouldn't know which of those you just described that was the break you were taking. Like what do you? Sounds like you may be like actually just feeding a, you're amped up, and then you want to stay there.
Do you? There was something you said real quick. Do you meditate?
I do now.
And what is that like?
Breathing, but on purpose. It's the first time that's ever been asked to anyone. I can retire as a guru now. You're just breathing. You're focusing your mind on the same thing your body is always focused on, so they get on the same page. And if you just keep breathing and try to stop thinking about things, but you also don't punish yourself for thinking about things. Your mind is all wound up. Get your nervous system down to a 0 level so that everything that's happening is happening for the first time, like as far as your body's concerned. That way, if something frustrating happens to you that's like a level of 3 frustration and you're at a 0, it pumps you up to a 3 for a second.
6 to a
much
9.
easier to get down to a 0 from a 3. If you're at a 6 and a 3 happens, you get a cooking show.
Where did you learn
How to cook.
meditation?
Where did I what?
Where did you learn the meditation? Was there a teacher?
It's just breathing. It's not rocket science. But I used to do it when I was
Very combative.
I used to,
What level are you at now? Is this a 0?
Nah, I'm in a 6. Definitely, I'm in a
Okay.
6. What a lovely day!
I mean, I'm only partially joking. When I went and saw the Fury Road, I might have mentioned this when we talked about it on the show before. When I drove home, I was disappointed that people weren't trying to ram me off the road on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm like, we're supposed to be like at war. Like when I'm up behind the wheel, it was 2 hours of wheels and exhaust and flame and all this stuff. And I was like, this drive home is so peaceful. I was like, it didn't make any sense to me.
I missed the top of that. What? That's from you playing what?
That's from me. It's from me watching the movie.
Fury Road.
Watching the movie.
Just being in the theater and you go home like, oh, I'm driving home right now, and everybody's playing by the rules and being polite and stopping when the light is red. And it was strange. Like to shake yourself out a little bit of that thing that you've just been immersed into. So I can't imagine if when you play a video game, you play it for 4 or 6 hours sometimes. Like that would, I can't see how that would not affect you like that.
It's I don't know what I'm getting out of it sometimes. Like I'm definitely being entertained, and it's positive in some way, but I don't know if I'm getting the kind of break that I need.
It's not a break. I think it's what we need to recognize is that you're going into a different room. Like you're shutting out your real life, but that's different from taking a break.
Yeah,
it's not. You're not refilling your energy. Like you're just putting an ice pack. I don't know, like what the metaphor would be. Like you're just like you're just disconnecting.
It's true. If I'm working a lot, then I can't really play an intense video game, which means it comes from the same like reservoir of energy or whatever it is. So when I'm like working a lot, I just play very repetitive video games that require no skill or concentration. But then when I'm not working, then I'll play like Witcher or Metal Gear or something.
Yeah, and you know what you never do, because you don't like go and sit in the chair and put your hands on your laps and stare forward and just like take 4 second deep breaths and let them out it's like because it doesn't feel like you could ever like it feels like that would make you worse at your job or worse at
make you better, right?
It would definitely make you better. Like it definitely does because then you're like it's not like you become like the sugar bear where you're like ooh what's going on? Is that, like you just
How often?
you just
No,
reset.
I do that. I'll sit quietly and just like check Twitter or something. I totally do that.
That's relaxing. Checking Twitter, yeah. That definitely always relaxes me. I'm definitely going there for relaxation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's bring out DeMorge.
DeMorge Brown. DeMorge Brown.
Hey, whatever happened to the fucking little cuties?
They're here.
Oh,
They're here.
God damn it.
Have we forgotten somebody?
Well, we forgot the guests that we had tonight. But
shit!
In my defense, they were not here when I took the stage, so I kind of forgot about them.
Yeah, but they're right here. They've been there.
Well, let's DeMorge. There's two of them, so
I would gladly go back to have them come out. No, I'm telling you right now.
I know that David Horwitz is one, but I'm not sure.
They're very good
who the
friends of
other
mine.
is.
we gotta talk to the little cuties because there's people here.
boy.
DeMorge will be right back.
No.
Don't worry about it. Are they not? Where are they? Are they down the street?
No, they're right back there.
I can see
he's
them.
right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Please welcome Dave Horwitz and Shawn Pearlman.
Yeah, DeMorge! We kicked him off. I'm so sorry, guys. We got here like 8:04.
Right.
I hope you didn't think we weren't here. We were here. We heard the whole show.
Well,
a lot of jizz talk.
Yeah.
Okay, what were they talking about at 8:04?
I'll read the minutes
Yeah,
right
right,
now.
yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm
Okay.
Street 2.
They were here.
Yeah.
Then we were hoping you'd bring up Dream Warriors, which you did.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
I'm very sorry, but I don't feel as bad because you weren't here. It evens out. I'm not mad that you weren't here. It just allows me to not feel as bad as I should for forgetting to bring you up.
This is good. It's positive.
Yeah. We're at a
Not
net
as
zero.
mad as a positive.
No, it's totally good. He's neutral, right?
Yeah, neutral. I'm at a 0 in terms of my relationship to them.
Right.
My nervous system's at a 6. I'm fucking on an edge.
It didn't help or hurt your nervousness.
I did want to I wanted to read some of Shawn Pearlman's tweets, but no, just go to Shawn Pearlman's Twitter. It's funny.
What is your handle?
He's one of those funny tweeters.
Sean, what's the handle so that we can
It's
find
Shawn Pearl, SHAWN Pearlman, as Pearl as an oyster, Pearl, and man. My name.
It was so much
Sean-
more confusing than it
it?
has.
Sean,
Sounds like you're on a terrible date. As in man, my
the
name.
gender, and also what I.
Dan, what makes Sean's tweets so special to you?
I don't want to butcher his jokes, but he said one of them was like, "I'm really into religious texts recently, like this one I got at 2 a.m. from my priest that said, 'You up?'"
Now I know how that's going to go out on stage.
That'll
That's
work.
a good one.
Yeah.
Religious texts. We've had that phrase forever. I've never connected those dots. And also a little anti-Catholic, like subversion in there too.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah,
until you said it.
finally, we're giving it to those guys.
Oh, I don't want to cause controversy. I'm going to delete it now, probably.
It's a Catholic show, but we're more Jesuit, so we're open to. So you guys have a podcast called The Little Cuties.
Yeah, here on Feral Audio. Let's hear it for Dustin Marshall. Dustin Marshall.
Dustin.
What do the Little Cuties do?
The Little Cuties.
What do little cuties not do is more my question.
Answer mine first.
They okay. Well, they do not behave like adults a lot of the time.
Not yet. So maybe if they wear
we're-
button-down shirts, they also come to this show on a giant cocktail of cold medicine, which I am on.
Yeah, you sound like you got
a
a
little
cold.
sick right now.
Which is fine, but also like maybe our eating habits aren't super adults. One time I ate Sean's 3-week-old birthday cake for dinner. That's just like the kind of stuff.
That's so many mistakes in one.
Yeah, it's just 2.
Cake for dinner. 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
my birthday cake,
It's his
which I
birthday.
was saving for 3 weeks to fucking eat.
And you told me, please don't. There was a sign
Yeah,
that said, Dave,
just don't
don't
do this."
eat this cake. This is you. I'm talking to you, Dave Horwitz.
He had
I
us
guess that's
bound
more.
and gagged as he was eating my birthday cake. Just laughing at my face.
Part of that story is made up.
The thing I would be most excited to talk to you guys about, but we can't because it's like we had dinner and like because I have a studio and we talked about that idea, but like we want to make it into a cartoon, so we can't talk about it. Why did I bring it up?
I don't know.
What do you guys do on the podcast? What do you guys talk about on the podcast?
We talk about regret. We have a lot of regrets as two men.
Yeah.
We talk about we're both 32 years of age. How we're both trying, to maybe act a little bit more adult. We've
We're like
reached the point
stunted adults.
We've reached a point in our life where we can't get away with quite as much anymore. We still feel like little babies, but we're not. People expect more of us, so we're just trying to be better human beings. And so we invite people on who may or may not be grown up, and then we sort of ask them, "Are you an adult or are you a little cutie?" Which we could posit to the group.
It took us a few episodes to actually solidify the definition of little cuties. So. Right? Isn't that true?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we got there. I basically was trying to make it a big, all-encompassing life philosophy, which I realized 3 episodes in I wasn't smart enough to do. So it was just
I wasn't even included in that, so I felt like Then
somewhere on the 4th episode, we went to a stand-up show and we got into a big fight. It was like a stand-up versus
with each other.
Fight. Yeah. We went to a big fight and just had like this big. Long drawn out thing in the back of like a brewery where there was a stand up show, and we realized like this isn't worth it. It's not worth it to fight. It's
was
not
it
worth
a real fight? Like not fist fight, a real emotional like dust up.
It was the worst fight we've ever had,
but it was also the only.
But
fight
a lot
we've
of
ever
good.
had.
How long have you guys known each other?
7 or 8 years.
Yeah,
and we've been common law married for 6, right? Is that true? No, he's nervous.
Is little cuties the word "little cuties"? Is that something that you is that a joke you've been called in the past? Like, you little cutie.
Yeah, a friend of mine used to kind of make fun of me a little bit, good-naturedly. But anytime I would show up to a party in like a sweater or a button-down shirt or just anything that kind of was me trying to look a little bit older or act a little bit older, she would just look at me and go, "Look at you, you little cutie in your little sweater." Look at you. What is that? A button-down shirt with a sweater over it? Oh my god! And I was like, well, what does that mean? What? I'm not allowed to be an adult? And she's like, you're just such a little cutie. And I realized, like, I can't. I'm like wearing the disguise of an adult, but
yeah. But I would say that you would also like. Because I've known you for a little while, that you might be a successful 65, 75, 85-year-old gentleman that with like loads of a giant.
No, he's 32.
Oh shit! Oh
Sorry,
my God.
he probably gets that a lot.
I'm
He's probably sensitive
I'm saying,
about that.
like, as your life goes on, you might be a successful man, and people will still go, "That's a little cutie." Like that might just be something essentially who you both might be. Like you might be eternal little cuties, which is one of the greatest things that you might be.
Somebody odd, which is the kind of thing we're going for, which is good.
It's an inside job.
If we can sneak a couple of those through.
We sort of wanted the aesthetic of like the Muppet Babies, where we're like on these little bodies and we're looking up at legs, opening the door and catching us do mischief.
Yeah, but our mischief is like not knowing how to text a girl back or like freaking
but is
out
it?
over a job.
I understand. I should have consumed the material before we talked about your material on the show, but I don't understand the format. Is it a podcast? Are you guys in front of a microphone talking about the stuff?
Oh,
or
we should
are you
get
actually?
microphones.
Is it a fictional narrative?
It's a live podcast, and it's gone once they stop talking.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we do it at
when the clock runs out, then we're done. Yeah.
We do it at Griffith Park at midnight. No, we usually
you little cuties.
Yeah. See. We maybe if you don't understand the format, it's because we're not super locked into one yet. We've only had 12 episodes. We've had a couple of guests. We just kind of have a free-flowing interview with a guest we bring on. The first 20 or so minutes, we get to know our guests. We get to see like what kind of behavior makes up their life, if they consider themselves an adult, what kind of behavior they exhibit. If we have some arbitrary, like, do you live alone, or do you have a long-term partner? Do you have a stable employment?
So far, only one person is identified as an adult.
One person just said, "Oh yeah, I'm totally an adult."
Who was it?
Amir Blumenfeld.
Okay.
From Jake and Amir.
I would not have thought of him as an adult.
But he's very confident. We were like, "You're anxious and weird like us, right?" And he's like, "No, I got everything under control." And we're like, "Oh, okay, got it."
Kumail, do you feel like an adult or a little cutie?
I don't know if I'm committing myself to that term.
It might feel good if you say it.
Pretty
sure it's not going to feel good.
I feel like a big fat mountain of tits.
That is the third option we have.
You forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest you add that because, like, I guess I'm a baby in the sense that I'm a big fucking.
That's on the secret
slobby,
menu. And
gross.
The secret menu. Spencer, do you feel like an adult?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah,
You do?
Confidently?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, you guys. I think of myself as like a kid when I'm not paying attention. You know, like I see a couple kids and I'm like, oh, check out those kids. I'm 27. You know? We're not both kids together.
You mean you see kids and you identify with them and you go, yeah, these are my people.
Yeah, they're not going to arrest me for smoking pot. They're not going to call the cops.
How old is a kid in your mind, though? Like, if you said I'm looking at a kid, how old is that kid?
Straight 14. I'm like, we're on the same level.
So then you're a little cutie. You're not in.
Well, that's when I'm not paying attention. But otherwise, I just feel like, it's not like I'm not going around my life like being childish. I'm not super up on how how mortgages work or what a credit limit is or stuff like that. But
do you know what your credit score is?
It happens to be 750.
You're an adult.
Whoa,
You're an adult.
nice.
He's an adult.
That's nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Is that good? That's good.
750 is it's a good solid score.
No,
Mine was
that's
in the 500s.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't think it is anymore, but it was.
Yeah, mine's not 750. That's from a commercial I saw.
You little cutie.
You're a little cutie.
He's a little cutie.
Fucking
It's like
cutie.
that.
Okay, well,
it's
so-
like that joke though. You might be a redneck. You might be a little cutie.
If you don't know your own credit score, you might be a little cute.
If you got your credit score from a commercial, you might.
Yeah. If you see a 14-year-old and you're like, that's like me, you might be a little cutie.
Now, David and Shawn, are you guys using this to strive to be adults, or do you want to remain little cuties? Are you asking the universe whether or not it's a this or that kind of situation?
We hope that there's like an arc to our podcast that over time we'll graduate as adults in the final episode.
I feel like we've already made strides. When we started it, I was a sad, unemployed man and just a beaten down old soul. Now I'm employed. I'm in a healthy, wonderful relationship. I bought these shoes.
You've lost. Okay,
it's bad radio, but they're nice shoes. One person agrees.
It sounds like you're becoming an adult, but your shoes say little cutie.
See? We're trying to confuse you a little bit.
I think that here's my prediction. Shawn stays little cutie all the way through. You turn into the Walter Matthau in this Odd Couple. And your shoes you're always going to find a way to add on one little cutie aspect of yourself to deny yourself of your adulthood.
I think I'll just start wearing much brighter colors the more white my hair starts going. So when I'm full Steve Martin, I'll just be wearing like a clown outfit. And then all bets are off. I'll have to invent a new category. In the Mountain of Tits secret menu realm.
All right. Well, so we got. I think I have to say like the little cuties should come back next week or something, so we can have them be littler and more cute for a longer time with us because I fucked them over. I forgot that they existed until it was time to start playing D&D. And
we'll get out of here.
I'll say this though: of all the people that we brought on that do podcasts, some whom I know and some whom I do not, I want to listen to little cuties. I like this premise. So
yeah. I mean, that's the important thing. It's a feral audio podcast. Now you can start listening to it. We'll have the little cuties on next week or something.
What are you, Jeff? You've asked everyone. What about you?
I would say probably an adult, but that won't grow up in a certain way, but I wouldn't call those ways little cutie ways. I think that I'm kind of an eternal... okay, I'll just say adult. When I was 4, I felt 40. I'm 41 now. I feel 40. If I live to be 90, I will be a 40-year-old.
You're a little 40.
I'm a little 40.
You're a little 40.
Wow.
He's a little 40.
Now, like a 4-year-old that knows how to tie his own tie and I felt like an adult most of my life.
Wow, you were this the whole time. That makes so much sense. It really does. Like a little 4-year-old Jeff Davis. But we talked about this. The picture of you when you were like a kid actor. Stunning.
I was a little cutie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I was also an adult. I was bringing home the fucking bacon.
Yeah, you were. King and I.
Well, let's send the little cuties to their room and bring DeMorge back out.
All right, we're grounded. Thanks, guys.
We'll have you back, little cuties.
Sorry, guys. I'll make it up to you. They're little cuties. They're easy to abuse because they're little cuties.
DeMorge Brown, get back at her, would you?
Sorry about that, DeMorge. I'm all apologies tonight. That's the title of the podcast. What else can I be? Oh, no. We're going to get Shazam scanned and blocked by Universal Records.
You sang the entire Highwayman song.
I was a damn builder.
When I was in high school, among the things that we loved to freak out about was that Highwayman song.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have never seen the video.
Oh, no. Is Johnny Cash in space?
There are two of them. One of them is the official video, which I think was the video they made in the style of Iron Maiden's The Trooper. It's a black and white Conestoga wagon freak out. Where they took the clouds and isolated them somehow and turned them upside down and then time-lapsed them so they're churning.
Yeah, I've seen that, but it's a long time ago.
Yeah, and then, but when Cash shows up, his face appears in space.
Oh.
So he's just in the clouds telling you about the starship.
I'm appearing via satellite.
Willie, I can't make it to the shoot. That's all right.
And then
That's all right. You can be in space. You say you're a spaceman.
There's a
Thanks, Willie.
performance one,
You're welcome,
too.
Johnny.
It's sort of like a solid gold produced type performance. I think they were in one of those some country star would get a hit and they give them a summer special 4 episodes. And there's one, I think it just looks like they're standing there and everything's green screened. And then when it gets to Cash, all the windows turn to space. And he's wearing a long coat. And then they put like chrome on it or something. And he's just he's the only one who doesn't move. So when he's saying, I fly a starship, only his cheeks are kind of vibrating.
The starship has no windshield.
Yeah, something like that. But it has stability control, so you can stand on it and just kind of ride it like a skateboard.
Like a Segway.
Like Wiz Khalifa, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So,
are you a little cutie? You're not a little cutie.
Hell no, man. There's nothing little about me.
Let's get the shadow red sheets out. I want to let's skew female in the choosing of a helper. You can be someone who's presenting as female. You can be having a female day. You can have an inner chromosome, but I'm not going to pick you if you look like a dude, because we've had too many. Anybody that hasn't been up here before that's feeling feminine?
The hand right in the middle. Are you a blonde gal? What's your name? Marissa. Come and join us, Marissa, would you?
I'm handing these, and I believe you'll be playing Aaron McGathy's character, Mercy O'Donnell.
Oh, awesome!
Because we have the original Dr. Friend here, and we certainly have our Hortigard.
Now,
so,
Kumail, you've only played Dr. Friend how many times?
He hasn't.
I have. I was Dr. Who was I?
You explained your character, but never played.
Okay, sure. That makes sense.
Okay.
No, I played once.
I don't think so. I mean, you might have.
Thank you.
Well,
I think
thanks,
once.
Thanks for coming up, Marissa.
Oh, thanks.
So best behavior, guys. Let's really knock this role playing out of the park.
For 8 minutes.
Alan Wu is here observing. He's going to direct Harmon Quest. So he's like, where would I put the camera and what is this show? I already warned him. It's a mess. Don't come to the Harmontown show and think that it's what we do. But
yeah.
I also think we could knock it out of the park.
Yeah, in our minds, we play this game for a half hour every show, but we only play it for 45 seconds.
And nothing ever happens except then, and because we're all blackout drunk at the end of the show, I was just in the green room with Spencer. He was describing what happened last time, and I was like, I don't remember any of that about the MP3s and stuff. So we have to really listen to his recap.
Right. Spencer, you ready for a recap?
Okay, I'm not going to ask too many questions or anything. I'm just going to play along.
Yeah,
we don't have much time.
Do you know what we're doing, Marissa, or did you just come up because
No, I know what we're doing.
Okay, cool.
I know exactly what we're doing.
Great. Well, thank you for helping.
I'm frightened.
All right, this one's done by Chris Miller, and he did it in rhyme. All right, I'll just do it. Jim Nightblade now found it obscene. The failures beset by his team. Their briefcase was empty, his conscience weighed hefty, and Mercy couldn't even shit while remaining unseen. So the gang met at old Hank's salon to put on an old 70s band on. That's my fault. But the jukebox was vapid and old Hank was rapid to suggest an adventure that might not be canon. So our runners trekked to an academy for the help of some much gifted progeny. With their persistent assistance at Hank's great insistence, they'd have a song that would say Open Sesame. Thank you.
Wow. Dan, that help you out?
That'll catch you
I would
all
like
up.
to discourage that behavior in the future. If you're writing a recap, I would like to go for content over style.
Yeah, this next recap is all in Portuguese.
Because nobody's listening to these recaps more intently than me. Because I was drunk last week when I played, and now I'm drunk this week, and I'm like, what did that drunk guy do?
We have to come up with a song that cracks a code? What?
Yeah.
We were all trying to write an awesome song, right?
Nope. You were trying to find a song that cracks a code.
Fuck, that doesn't ring any bells.
Well, you know what's going on, Marissa.
Right, I think that was snuck in at the end, like the very last second. So.
Oh, yeah.
So we can make what it...
You're standing in the academy of a gifted art students in front of several small, creepy-looking children. You've just shown them what you've got for, no reason and with no introduction.
We like sang for them?
Yeah.
Was I here for this one?
Dude, it was a blackout, straight blackout. Because it was Paul Shear and Rob Hubel were up here, and it was.
It was all over the shop. Yeah, this doesn't. Looking at my notes, and all I wrote down was troll magnet. That's all I have. And that was from 3 ago.
Troll magnet.
And you get it. So ghoul magnet.
Ghoul magnet. That was from 18 shows ago.
Alan
I remember Vagina Mesh happened at the very end. There was a Vagina Mesh commercial or something.
Yeah, Transvag. Well, that was 2 episodes ago.
Great.
2 or 3.
Alan is in free fall panic right now.
Yeah. He's like, I turned down a cooking show for this. There was going to be one guy cooking, one camera, easiest job in the world.
Is that real?
No.
No, that's a reference to the most nervous thing possible.
Spencer,
Yeah, I'm doing a cooking show theme.
Spencer, where are we standing? What do we need?
You're in the Academy of Gifted Art Students.
Okay.
All right,
so let's do this song, right? We got to find a song to crack the code.
You got to find. You ask them for help to learn how to get perfect pitch so you can break the musical locks.
Okay, let's ask them.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, so what do we need to do to break this lock?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want to learn how to sing, we'll really put you through the ringer.
All right, so I have a question for the game master.
Thank you.
This lock doesn't really exist, right? We just came to this academy because we assumed going on an MP3 mission, which was made up by somebody that we were going to have to sing eventually. So we came to the academy to learn how to sing.
Yeah, the locks exist, but they're locking the cargo, which you're not near.
Oh, okay. So so we are here for a reason.
Are we on a mission right now? Do we have a Johnson?
We're going to get the MP3s back.
Okay. All right. Okay, that rings sort of a bell.
Okay, so we are here to learn how to sing.
Okay, so what did you say? Put us through your ringer. I think you'll find out that you little whippersnappers have nothing on a hardcore, seasoned, salty group of shadow runners any day of the week.
All right. Training montage, right?
Right.
Not a little fame, and I'm running to the power. All right. You learn how to sing.
Okay.
Your pitch is perfect.
Okay.
Kids, thank you.
Okay, let's try it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talk.
We've achieved Three Stooges level status on that one.
Yeah, we're not cutting an album anytime soon, but we could
We're not
make
the
an
Four
entrance
Tops.
as plumbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the most fun plumbers you've ever hired.
All right, see you later. We'll send you a check.
Oh, thanks.
Boy, that was a tough 6 days.
It felt like 7. So what do we use this new power that that we are clearly one of the burgeoning hotshot vocal groups in town? How do we use this to our advantage as shadow runners?
Well, we got to go on this mission that we took on, and then I explain what the mission is
via Spencer.
In Spencer's voice.
All right, so Hank's last stand, you were there. Hank, he was explaining that the jukebox was all fucked up because he doesn't have any of that old-style MP3s. It's all new-age garbage. And so he knew that in a storage facility there was under lock and key, musical lock and key, all the MP3 files that you could ever ask for.
And
how far away are we from the storage facility?
Not far.
Shall we call close enough to call an Uber or close enough to walk?
You're close enough to walk.
No, let's walk. We can get to know each other.
Let's walk. Yeah.
I think we should get an Uber anyway. I mean, it's a hot day.
Yeah, but you don't want to go through that Uber shame thing. That's like,
I already called one. Shit. Sorry.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? We could just walk. It'll just fuck up
but
my
if
rating.
you cancel it, now they're going to charge you $5.
That's right.
And also your rating will
yen.
go down several stars or stay on low.
That's right. I'm sorry.
They're going to lower your rating too.
The Uber arrives.
Well, there's
shit.
There's
Let's
there's
go.
5 of us.
Yeah, can you take 5?
Can you take 5?
There's
no driver.
It's an automated Uber.
Yeah, but automated driver. Can you seat 5 in this thing?
There's 5 seats.
Perfect.
okay.
All right, let's get it. Take us to Hank's last stand and drive like fury.
All right.
Hello, I am automated Harmon.
Yeah. Hope you will enjoy clips from Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Brought to you by Doritos.
Spencer,
When your wife takes this Uber, she will be sexually harassed.
No.
I already did that.
I know, but they didn't hear it. Only I did.
Okay.
So we're there.
You're at Hank's last stand.
Hey, Hank, listen, we learned how to sing. Tell me again, you want these MP3s just to make your jukebox the best jukebox in the world?
Oh,
or is
yeah.
is there an ulterior motive in
When
that?
we have good music, let me tell you.
Okay.
The customers are going to start rolling in.
Okay, so we should sing to your jukebox now to open this thing up and get the MP3s?
No, you should not do that.
We're
You
going to
should go to the storage facility.
Oh, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Why did we come here first? Why did we come here first?
I thought we were going to the
I left my my Apache Warhammer here.
How far are we from the storage facility?
Now you're 20 minutes.
No.
We were close to.
Might I suggest that we go back to
But that means that I'm bat wiping us to the next thing.
You're outside of Store Quest.
Okay.
Finally.
It's a storage facility.
Incidentally, you can't do that.
No.
I mean,
You're not the game master.
He manamanamanananas, and you guys wanted to talk.
No, he did it the first one. He didn't do this
I'm
manamana.
adding a manamanamanamana.
You can't just add manamananas.
Well, I'll
you can just
stop-
repeat
Okay,
manamananas.
I'll stop the Uber.
Let's go back in time
If
from
things
Hank's last stand
happen.
and get back in the Uber. I won't do that.
Okay, so we're in the Uber.
We're back in
You're
the Uber.
Yeah, you're back in the Uber. You
See?
find yourself outside Store Quest storage facility.
Thank you, Spencer.
I feel like as if I've been here before.
You have a storage facility here.
All right, guys, brief pep talk.
No.
Shit.
No. Your car.
And that's why I think we'll do great.
Wow, that was the best pep talk you've ever given.
Thank you.
That was like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, but it went by
But
like
worth it,
that.
am I right?
You were like Martin Luther King. It
Oh
was
my
great.
God!
It was-
Remember that.
It was touch and go when I used Holocaust metaphors.
Is that a helicopter-based
Yeah.
Holocaust?
That's like a little kid like being taught about the. It comes home. I learned about the Holocaust.
Okay, so let's go in to Store Quest.
Okay.
To the code area where we need to break the code.
I scanned the other guards outside the front of Storage Quest.
No, there's cameras, barbed wire. That's it.
All right, Mercy, you're a face person. Why don't you walk up there and use your charms and see how far we can get through? We'll cover you from behind.
Well, I would, but I think don't we need to sing to open this lock? Isn't that what Hank said?
Well, right now you're just at the customer-facing entrance.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
We have to get into the storage facility to find. I imagine where all the MP3s are being
Okay.
stored.
And Mercy, the we're all listening to you on our comms. The code is blue. If you say Bluebird, we'll light the place up.
Okay. Okay, I got it. All right, so I walk to the customer service.
You walk to the door and open it. There's a guy behind a counter. He's not paying attention.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
There's a lady here wishing to speak with you.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I hear there's some MP3s in this building. Got any info on that?
No.
Just checking in to suggest that perhaps that's not very subtle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, no backseat face
You're not
man.
gonna Cyrano know this.
Come on.
You're on your own.
Oh, well,
I get one of those.
I mean,
Just used it.
I like music.
Yeah.
What do you know about music?
Oh, man. Let me tell you about music. You ever heard of Freddie Franks?
No, yeah, all about him.
Oh, man. Let me tell you. I got his latest data chip today.
We're talking amongst ourselves.
While you're talking to him, I'm crawling on my hands and knees
No,
below the counter.
don't do this.
No,
Don't
do
do
it.
this.
Do it. What are you doing?
Don't do this.
This is a mission that's the right size for us.
Anyone can go into this
I should
place.
back out? I should back... Okay, I crawl.
No,
you
go.
back up?
Do it. You're doing great.
Oh,
No, come back.
Are you saying Kumail don't do this or me?
No,
don't
I'm
do
telling
this?
you. Did you keep doing it? You to stop telling him to not do it.
But
or
we
her.
can just walk into this facility. This is not like a secret facility.
Yeah, but there's movement. She's
crawling.
infiltrating.
I'm crawling and
We don't need to infiltrate.
They don't.
You
they're
can
not gonna
just walk into a 7-Eleven.
He's not going to let us break into a storage
We're
facility.
not breaking in. We're entering into the area.
While this is going on, I'm accessing my potential to dig into cyberware to see if there is a digital log that might tell us where such contents, a manifest of some sort that would tell us where such things are stored.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm just on my hands and knees below the counter.
Stay there,
Okay,
stay
I'm
there.
okay. All right.
So you find some public records, but nothing specific, nothing that says anything about the kind of cargo a unit might have stored. It's not something they keep track of. But the guy, he's behind the counter and he's looking down at his counter and he's like, I'm seeing, is there someone crawling right underneath?
Fucking,
Oh,
I
hey.
told you.
Bluebird. I go in. I want to narco dart this
That's
guy.
mine.
Oh, that's yours.
Well, you can't
Yeah.
say Bluebird yourself. I'm sorry.
I can. No,
called
it's
a mulligan.
She has to
God.
say Bluebird.
I had
Not
one
anyone
job.
can.
I thought she
That was
said
my
it.
only job.
A stun baton on this guy. I just got a stun baton him.
I'm sorry, Mercy. Are you really attacking this guy?
is
I
he-
thought we were
It's
going to have
over.
Mercy.
Is he behind glass or an enclosure?
No,
or is he-
he's just as a regular counter.
Okay, I jump up and I shoot him in the chest.
Oh, Jesus.
No. Stun gun. I shot.
Are you shooting him with the stun gun after you've killed him?
No. I jump
Because
up.
it's going to work.
I
He's
jump
going
up
to
and
lay
go.
still.
I jump up and go storage. And then, I don't know. I can't think of anything good. And I
Store
shoot him.
this.
Store this electricity
Yeah.
in your chest. And I was zap and I just shotgun him right in the chest.
Using
right.
physical agility and acrobatics, I grab hold of my grenade launcher, jump in, do a combat roll, stand up, and do absolutely nothing.
All right.
Okay, I have a code of honor. I can't fight someone who hasn't hurt me first.
That's true.
So I do nothing to the corpse.
All right.
We don't know what's happened yet. We don't even know if I've stunned this guy yet, right?
You guys simultaneously stun baton and stun gun him right in the heart. He goes down real hard. It's $1 million baby situation.
I haven't seen that movie, but it's not. It's not Wizard of Oz.
It's a laugh riot. It's a laugh riot.
It's a bit of a laugher, but Morgan Freeman gets what he deserves, which is a bit of screen time.
All right, so we got this guy down. Let's move. Let's find this MP3 door.
All right.
Dr. Friend, is he dead? We'll figure it out
I
later.
check his pulse.
Oh, there's no pulse.
Oh. Yeah.
He's just.
Guys, he's dead for no reason.
All right, let's make it for a reason and get those MP3s. Come on, let's go. Move, people. Look alive.
Let's
He was
make
gonna let us
this
in.
poor man's life matter.
This is a public facility.
Addendum to my pep talk. We're gonna do great, and there's lives are gonna be lost. But we're gonna do great.
You walk through the door. Now you're in the actual storage
We could
part.
have walked into this door.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't have let us through. There's
Yes.
cameras everywhere. Just
Would he have let us through, Game
You guys
Master?
ever visited a storage facility?
It's a commercial public enterprise. You
Yeah, but you
walk
can't just
through
go
the-
into other people's storage unless you're Jodie Foster. You could crawl under and think you have a warrant.
I don't know what that reference is.
was-
but-
Silence of the Lambs!
Using my powers to detect enemies, I'm surveying the area to see if there's any threat, but also being a precog, I know that there is none. I just want to be part of the team.
I try and give the guy first aid.
Well, he's dead.
Second aid.
It's not. That doesn't work.
Has that ever been done?
You think they
Yeah,
would
I
have
know.
thought of that by now?
I want you all to stand here and look at his face for 30 seconds before we go in.
We don't have time. No.
No.
Oh, we did it.
Having looked at his face for...
MP3s. Let's find those MP3s.
MP3. No, Harmon. MP3.
MP3.
Okay, fuck it. We'll get it.
Right,
We'll get it.
let's find it.
What did those lessons do?
Save it for the night. Save it for the night.
MP3.
All right, Hortigard.
Yes.
If you're in the system, find any mysterious. I know there's no thing that says there's MP3s in the storage unit, but there's got to be a mysterious one that right? Like,
Haven't we been to this specific locker before?
No.
Okay.
Using my ability to type in again to computer records, I am looking for anything that seems to be obscured in its description, anything that might be obfuscative or strange.
And while he's doing that, I take off the dead guy's clothes and put him on and take his place, Die Hard style.
All right.
By the way, having been a pregog and looked at his face for 30 seconds, I can tell you that he was guilty of a pre-crime and would have done something terrible to a child or a preteen in a month or so.
Wow. We're heroes.
That's
I
called.
wasn't saying I like everything this guy does. I was just saying he didn't deserve to die in that moment. I didn't know he was into what he says he was going to be into.
So you're
Had he
pro
been a
rape.
friend of mine, I would have told him to run.
This is...
Okay.
No, I'm not...
Hortigard.
I want to say I'm not pro-rape.
Hortigard.
Whoa, somebody protests too much.
No, I'm not.
It's almost like you're forcing us to accept that you're not pro-rape and we don't have anything to say about it.
You guys got lucky that he was into rape.
You're being very forceful about this argument right
He
now.
could have been not into rape. We didn't know.
Whatever. I'm taking off my clothes and I'm putting on this guy's.
You're wearing rape clothes.
And I chose to wear them. That's what people like you don't understand.
Hortigard.
It's
No,
called
in
agency.
a rape, someone is making a choice.
Hortigard, are you in the system? Are you in the system right now?
It's the wrong... Anyway, let's not... I'm just saying this guy shouldn't have died. Anyway. Or maybe he should have because he was going to do... Okay,
I
whatever.
am in the system, but the FTR, for the record, anything you would like to know, you could possibly know. So if you are worried about the possibilities of his clothes, I could tell you what he may be able to do in the future. But otherwise, looking at the system, I can tell you that most of this data was put together by someone working part-time who was going to an extension school. And so the information is not complete because this is not their first priority.
We need
the records are
we
incomplete.
need a real hacker, like an actual,
Yeah.
someone less empathic.
Yeah, he's like worried about the guy's college career.
Why do we keep not bringing Hack Guy, the guy whose the hack is in his name?
Can Hack Guy remote hack?
Hey, guys.
Oh shit! Cliffhanger!
All right, so Alan, it's kind of like that, except there's swords, but it's also different, and it'll be in a different room and different people, and you'll figure it out.
Allison, everybody,
More
DeMorge
cameras?
Brown.
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, DeMorge.
David Horwitz, Shawn Pearlman from the Little Cuties. The Sperm Team.
The Sperm Team. Will, Scooter,
Michael? I think it was a Michael.
and Dr. Sperm.
Dr. Sperm. I'm Jeff Davis. Your mayor once again is Mr. Dan Harmon.
Chris Baruff, Zach, and Dustin in the back.
Thank you to all the Feral Audio team and everybody here at Meltdown Comics once again. Thank you for sticking around in this heat. Drive fast, take chances. We love you dearly.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.
Feral Audio.